Ladies and gentlemen, we present the return of the Navy Lark with our 3 stars, John Pertwee, Leslie Phillips and Stephen Murray. Well, rescued from Civvy Street, the crew of HMS Troutbridge are now safely aboard again. Although whether safely is the right word for that shower remains to be seen. At any rate, today is the day they get her out of dry dock from decocooning and refit and accept responsibility for her from the dockyard authorities. It's an anxious moment for all, particularly the foreman.
Oh, don't you worry, old man. You just leave it to us. We've taken Troutbridge out of dry dock before, you know.
Well, that's it, Gov. Last time we was all put out of work for 3 months while they rebuilt it.
Oh, now fair's fair.
Ask Captain Povey to let someone else take the ship out, sir. Please.
I don't know what you're getting so excited about. It's so simple. You just fill the dock up with water, you open the gates, we sail out, you shut the gates, drain it again, and there you are.
Out of work while they repair the damage.
Morning, Mr. Phillips. Who is this gentleman?
Oh, good morning, sir. He's a deputation from the dockyard men asking us to let somebody else navigate the ship out of dry dock, sir.
Really? Well, one can see their point of view.
Some of the men have got kids, sir. Hundreds of them.
Beg your pardon?
I mean, hundreds of the men have got kids, sir.
Ah.
Don't let him, sir. Let someone else take the ship out, sir, please. Some of us have only just got our furniture back from the last time you sailed.
Oh, steady now. Now, be a brave boy.
You don't know what it's like. Week after week coming home and telling the wife you've bashed us out of work again. A man can stand so much, but there's a breaking point for each and every one of us, and
Oh, come on, old chap. Blow for Daddy. Ooh, nasty.
Well, I'm awfully sorry, but there's really nothing we can do. Our orders are to take the ship out for trials in a few minutes, and it's too late to change it now.
Don't worry, jolly nice to have met you, old man. Remembrance to your wife and the 100... Oh, no. I think I better shut up, actually.
Yes, do. Incidentally, have you seen the chief this morning?
Pertwee said, no, now that you happen to mention, I haven't. I wonder what he's been up to. I'm afraid.
Going through the stores, marking everything as theirs and mine because they'll never miss it, probably. You better get him up on the bridge.
No, don't bother, sir. He's here.
Daylight robbery, that's what it is. Daylight... I'll tell you this, if I catch the pair of shoes, Adam, I'll have his guts for garters.
Morning, Chief.
Good morning. Of all the thieving, mean, underhanded, dirty tricks to play on a boob lad in blue when his bold blue back was turned...
What's the trouble, Chief?
The trouble... What do you mean? What do you mean, what's the trouble? Have you seen my cabin? Have you seen my... Don't stand looking at me. Have you seen it? They've all gone.
What have?
All Pertwee's pin-ups. Every single last dollop of feminine pulchritude has been whipped off me walls.
Lummy, not that not that one with the,
Yes, her as well. 10 bob that lady's likeness cost me and all.
Well, from the point of view of bulk buying, I'd say she was worth every penny. Still, it's no good storming up here and protesting to us. We haven't nicked your goodies.
No, maybe not, but somebody has, hasn't they? I don't know what the world's coming to, I really don't. I don't know. People will pinch anything these days. You can't trust anybody. Why people can't leave things alone that don't belong to them is beyond me.
Well, it shouldn't be, you know. Bridge number 1 here.
Starboard lookout here, sir.
Yeah, what is it, Goldstein?
Well, as you know, sir, I'd be the last one to complain, but it's a bit much.
What is?
The pong. I know all about the ship being mothballed for a bit, but I can hardly breathe out here for the smell of camphor.
Oh, now, look
And
here.
plastic camphor at that. I mean, for a chap who's used to breathing the fresh air of a Cardiff pithead, it's not nice. So I was wondering if you'd got one of those little tins that when you press the button go and make everything pong hygienic with a subtle undercurrent of lavender.
No, I haven't, I'm afraid.
Of course, I'd rather have one that went and gave you a hooter full of leeks and Welsh nuts. But that's life, isn't it? Of course, if the top scientific brains in Wales were given a chance, they'd soon capture the aromatic magic of the valleys and the slag heaps steaming in the rain.
Yes. All right, Goldstein, that'll do. We shall be getting underway in a minute, and that should clear the air a bit.
Oh, not really. Portsmouth gasworks are going full blast on my side, and I can't see that a walloping load of smog is much improvement on plastic camphor as far as
Oh, wear your gas mask and shut up.
Charming.
Right. For goodness sake, let's get out to sea.
Aye, sir. Cast off aft, Chief.
Cast off after Oh, wait a minute, just a minute, sir.
Cast off forward.
Look, sir.
Cast off forward, Chief.
Cast off forward, sir.
Funny how it all comes back to you. Once a navigator, always a navigator, you know?
No comment.
Oh, how surprising. Now, what's next?
Look, Mr. Phillips, sir, I think you
Now,
mu-
don't rush me, Pertwee. I'm just making sure I don't make a mistake.
Look, sir,
Look, full ahead both.
But, sir, you
Look, don't argue, Chief. Full ahead both.
Oh, blimey. Full ahead both it is, sir.
What on earth? She's shaking herself to bits.
That's odd. We don't seem to be moving.
Dear, everything's coming off the walls.
Well, what's wrong? Why is she shuddering like this? We ought to be out of the dock by now.
Can't we stop those blasted engines? Stop engines, quick!
Stop engines, sir!
Lummy, I feel like a jelly in a railway restaurant car. I wonder what caused that.
Oh, nothing much, sir. Nothing much. It's just that before you start the engines, it does help if the ship is in the water.
What? Mr. Phillips, you raving idiot, the dock is still empty.
So it is. Yes, that would account for it, you know.
I tried to tell you, sir. With the speed our props were whizzing round in mid-air, it's a wonder we didn't climb to 5,000 feet.
I say, that would have shaken Admiralty, wouldn't it? The first flying frigate.
Bridge number 1 here.
Engine room here, Able Seaman Johnson chatting. Is that the end of the giggle, or is there some more?
Well, I hope that's the end.
Good, because I'm up to me knees in nuts and bolts down here, you know. That little shake-up undid about 400 of them.
Oh, well, put back as many as you can. Admiralty may have counted them.
Yeah, with due respect, sir, it may have been a bit of a scream up there, but down here it was murder. Parts of Able Seaman Johnson's anatomy haven't steadied down yet.
Oh, of course. The vibration on anyone your size must have multiplied up into alarming proportions.
Do you know I once saw Fatso try to charge through a door that was locked? Lumps of him were going boing for hours.
I heard that. He'll never get his pin-ups back now. Good morning.
Here, let me speak to him, sir. Go on, give us the doings. I want to chat and moderate at
Well,
him.
you can't. Now, Mr. Phillips, tell the dockyard people to fill the dock with water and let's get to sea.
Aye, sir.
Nearly up to floatability level now, sir.
Good. Yeah, you know, it's grand to feel the motion of a ship under your feet again. Isn't it, Mr. Phillips?
Here, Mr. Phillips, sir. Why have you gone whiter than grey?
I don't think I feel very well.
Oh, dear. Obviously, our Les hasn't got his sea legs yet.
Oh, I think the legs are all right, so it's the body that's in a right panic.
Come along now, Mr. Phillips. Pull your little self together. We can put to sea without bombarding the engine room with nuts and bolts now.
Cast off aft.
Cast off aft. We already have, sir. And forward.
Oh, how clever of us. In that case, slow ahead both.
Slow it. Both it is, sir.
Lovely choir. Who is it?
The dockyard workers, sir.
No, watch it!
pessimists.
Never mind the voice of the people, Mr. Phillips. Concentrate on your driving.
What? Oh, yes. Steady at that.
Steady about it, sir.
Now, what comes next?
Can't have forgotten.
Hardly, sir. No. You'll say it in a minute.
Say what?
Well, just something. Carry on.
Oh, thanks. Now, what was... Oh, yes. Yes, of course, I remember. Fancy me forgetting a thing like that.
Like what, sir?
Left hand down a bit.
Once a navigator, always a navigator.
Bridge number 1 here.
Starboard lookout here, sir. I know I'm only a leading seaman and not a navigating officer in a sprawny cap. But if we're going much further ahead, shouldn't those dock gates be open?
Which gates?
Them.
Well, now you come to mention it, yes.
Look, if you could spare a minute, sir, we've just gone through the dock gates and they're hanging on the bows.
Thank you, Chief. I had noticed.
You know, from a distance, we must look like a floating snowplow.
Sorry, pardon, chaps. Shall we reverse and see if we can hang them on their hinges again?
No, Mr. Phillips. I realize that if anybody could do it, you could, but let's not even try. We'll have to dump them at sea when nobody's looking.
Yes, well, of course, I know I'm only the captain, but I still think it would have been jolly sporting of you to drop me a little hint when we were putting to sea.
Oh, I'm most dreadfully sorry, sir. Nobody told us we had a new captain. We rather assumed that Commander Staunton was still commanding officer, and he never really concerned himself with routine overmuch.
No, sir. In fact, I only remember him coming up on the bridge twice.
Yes, quite. Well, with a crew like you under him, he probably spent every voyage sitting in a lifeboat, what?
Well, with due respect, sir, and sorry pardons all round, Commander Bell, I don't quite understand. I thought you were commanding officer on an aircraft carrier.
Oh, yes, those were the days. I mean, being drafted from carriers to a frigate is a bit of a come-down, but, well, being drafted to Troutbridge, well, I mean to say. My word, when Admiralty get their knife into you, you know, they really get their... Yes, we'll all have to pull together as one man, won't we? See if we can't put a stop to this incredible reputation you chaps have got. I mean, for making a complete shambles of... Oh. Well, there it is then. What? We shall see what we shall, I suppose, shan't we? Yes. Well, I mean, give a dog a bow. I've done it again. Well, it's nice to have, and if you want me, I'll be in a lifeboat. I'll be in my cabin.
Well, I don't think it'll take long to get him into our little ways, do you, gents?
He never really stood a chance, poor chap.
Well, let's face it, Mr. Phillips, no commanding officer of Troutbridge ever does. Now, for heaven's sake, let's get out to sea and dump those dock gates.
Whoops.
And that marker boy.
Yes, sir, if we pick up much more on our bows, we'll be known as HMS Steptoe and Son. This is Captain Povey. Come into my office, please, Vera. Wren Timkins, I merely want you to come in here and take down some dictation.
Take down what?
I want you to come in here and take down everything I say.
Oh, you are awful.
Vera, just bring your pencil and your notebook in here.
All right then.
Sleep on, Lord Nelson. Thank goodness they're not all like that.
Here I am then.
Really? What do you expect me to do? Wave a flag and shout hooray? Now, for goodness sake, let's get those letters done.
Aye, and that.
I can't win. I might as well admit it. I cannot win.
Cannot win why?
First letter to Admiralty from Henry Povey, Captain R.N. Portsmouth. With reference recommissioning of the frigate HMS Troutbridge on this date, I have to advise you of her acceptance by Commander Bell, and the trials are now... Vera, why aren't you taking this down?
I can't. My pencil's bust.
Well, for pity's sake, why didn't you say so before?
Hello? Captain Povey's office? Who's that, then?
This is the foreman of the dry dock. Is Captain Povey there?
Of course. He works here.
Yes. All right, Vera, I'll take it. Hello, Captain Povey speaking.
Oh, that's a relief. Foreman of the dry dock here, sir. Can we have our gates back?
What gates?
The dry dock gates, sir. Your frigate Troutbridge nicked them.
They've started. Let's hear the worst. What happened?
Before we could open them, they did about 3 knots through them. I wondered if you could send them a signal like, asking them to bring them back. You see, the sooner we get the gates back, the sooner we can get the lads back to work, and the sooner we'll get our tellies back from the HP, and our furniture, and the hundreds of...
Yes, all right. Well, leave it with me. I'll send them a signal. You can rely on that.
Oh, lovely, sir. And whilst you're about it, you might add, the authorities would like them to bring back the 3 marker buoys, the 2 breakwaters, and the lump off the lighthouse they collected.
Good grief, they didn't leave the dockyard. They took it with them.
Oh, yes, sir. They were most spectacular.
Yes, very well. I'll see to it at once. Goodbye.
Was it good news?
No, we're thumping. Well, it wasn't. Now, quick, send a signal. To HMS Troutbridge. For pity's sake, stop engines and don't touch anything. And send in destroyer Makepeace out to tow you back. What have you done with the dock gates? Where are the...
It's no good you ranting on like that. I'm not taking it down. Not until you give us a lend of your penknife so I can sharpen my pencil.
Oh. Vera, go away. For years and years and years. Go away. I can't stand anymore!
Steady at that, and right hand up a bit, Chief.
Steady at that, and right hand up a bit it is, sir.
But this is ridiculous. I mean, Leslie is navigating officer. I've said sorry, pardon. Can't I have another turn?
Straighten her up, Chief.
Straighten it up it is, sir.
Oh, come on, you chaps. Anyone can make a mistake.
Possibly, but not about 8 of them in the same quarter of a mile. Keep it at that, Chief.
Oh, I said...
Bridge, what is it, Goldstein?
Leading Seaman Goldstein, if you don't mind, sir. Well, it was nothing really. I just wanted to say how nice and peaceful things are since you took over navigating, sir. I haven't been knocked base over apex once.
Oh, thank you.
Well, speak as you find, I say. Give praise where it's due. Not that any ever comes my way, of course. But the Welsh are used to being oppressed by the English overlords. And so long as we're not actually languishing in jail as political prisoners without a fair trial,
Now, Goldstein...
when all we want is our own land back to rule as we, its rightful owners, think fit, instead of being crushed and browbeaten into submission by the Saxon invaders who robbed us of our rightful heritage, to say nothing of our railway stations. And deny us the freedom of home rule. Well, apart from all that, we're not the ones to complain.
I'm delighted to hear it. Now, is...
In case you're interested, there's nobody about, so if you want to dump those dock gates and other little novelties over the side, I'd say now is as good a time as any.
Right. Chief, stand by for dumping. If we touch up the paintwork before we get back, it might help.
True. Right, now, where was I? Left hand down a bit.
You weren't anywhere. Steady as you are, Chief.
Right, sir. Steady as you are, sir.
Hey, this is my job. Right hand up.
Right on up, sir.
Slow us down, both.
That's right. Slowest down.
No, up to the top. Up to the top and point that way.
Right, up to the top. Slowest. Point it out.
Stop, starboard. Full ahead, port.
How dare you? Bung her into top.
Steady at that, I said. Starboard. Port. Oh, blimey, look.
Easy.
Stop engines.
Wait.
Full ahead boat.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold it! Hold it!
Bridge number 1 speaking.
Engine room here, sir. Do you think you could settle for something if it's only abandoned ship?
We'll do our best, Johnson. In the meantime, stop engines.
Well, I will if I can, but they're pretty confused by now, you know.
What is it now, Goldstein?
Would I be right in thinking Mr. Phillips just tried to make a takeover bid, sir?
Yes, you would.
I thought so. I've just been base over apex again.
Right. Jettison those dock gates from the bow, Mr. Phillips.
Don't drag me into this. I know when I've been usurped. And if I'm not good enough to give navigation orders, I'm not dumping old Codswallop into the drink.
Look, gents, please. Look, gents, I do wish you'd settle your differences of opinion about navigation rules after we've got rid of the evidence.
Well, I didn't start it.
Well, yes, you did.
Didn't.
Did.
Didn't.
Did.
Didn't.
Did.
Didn't.
Did.
Didn't. Didn't.
Did.
Didn't.
Vantage, Mr. Phillips. For crying out loud, if it helps, let's say that I started it, but can we get rid of those flaming gates before somebody spots them?
Ahoy there! You chaps up at the front end. Chuck those gates and the other rubbish overboard, will you? Much obliged.
That's what I like to hear, a sharp, brisk word of command.
Exhibit 1, well and truly launched, sir. And the defence rests.
It doesn't, you know. Let's get away from here. Full ahead, both.
Full ahead, both, please, sir.
He's at it again. Leslie is the navigating officer, so you keep your... Hey, who ordered that lot?
Put it down as a combined effort, sir.
But whatever was it?
Well, at a guess, I'd say our propeller's been fouled by a couple of, well-built dock gates.
We must have moved off over them before they'd sunk deep enough.
You know, if anyone was to ask me, I'd say for a first outing, we're not doing terribly well.
Bridge number 1 speaking.
Engine room here, sir. I'm up to me knees in nuts and bolts again.
Oh, well, sorry about that. Our propellers are fouled.
Yeah, I rather gathered that. I mean, I didn't think it was Father Neptune banging his trident on the hull because he wanted to come in out of the wet.
That'll do, Johnson. How much damage is there?
Well, I got bruised knees and a big one caught me a faulty one right on the...
Not to you, to the engines.
Oh, nothing that a couple of 100 skilled men couldn't put right in time.
I see. Well, make a start by putting the nuts and bolts back.
You know, sir, now that we've stopped moving up and down, we're just floating up and down and up and down and up and down and up, and I don't think I feel very well again.
And you better get used to it, sir, because I'd say we'll be stuck here floating up and down, up and down, up and down for quite a time.
I don't think we shall. We seem to have got company.
Oh, blimey, so we have. Here, it's the destroyer makepiece, sir. Captain Povey's run about. Trust him to turn up.
Ahoy there, old fruits. What's the fishing like?
Well, if that's Povey, his voice is broken.
Don't be ridiculous. That's Commander Staunton. I remember hearing about that now. He's got command of Makepeace.
Yeah, 6 to 4, he's still got old Thunderguts aboard, sir.
I say, you chaps. Anyone aboard? Peekaboo.
Hi there, sir. Nice to see you.
Yes, isn't it? I can't see you, mind, but I'm here all right.
It's Lieutenant Murray, sir.
No, it isn't, old boots. It's Commander Staunton.
He means he is, sir.
Oh, but he can't be. I am.
Look, Lieutenant Murray, sir, quit now before you go hoarse.
Yes, quite. Is Captain Povey with you, sir?
Oh, do me a favour, old garters. That's why we put to sea. The bounder's doing his nut in the docks. What he'll say when he hears about us, I can't think.
Hears about you, sir?
Yes. Can you give us a tow, old fruit? We're stuck.
What?
Stuck. Extraordinary thing. We fouled our props on the cable of a couple of marker boys and bashed our rudder on a lump of lighthouse. Some idiot must have dumped them overboard.
Come in. Hello, sir. I don't know if you've met Commander Bell. He's our new...
Come in and shut the door.
Blimey, that was quick. I never touched it.
Neither did I.
Pertwee, come back here. But Captain Povey said shut the door, sir.
Possibly, but he meant with you this side of it.
Pertwee, come in here at once. Chief Petty Officer Pertwee reporting, sir.
My word, what a busy office this is, what? Chaps popping in and out all the time. You know, when you're at sea all the time, you never realise what a little hive of industry these chair-borne sailors who've had their day like old Povey here have to be going now, actually. I'm delighted to have met you, sir. Yes. Well, there it is. Again.
As one who knows, hard cheese.
Well, gentlemen, I don't think I shall keep you long. There is very little need for me to say much about today's events. I imagine at your courts martial, your actions will speak a lot louder than my words. You'll remember that one, Henry. It was rather good, didn't you think so?
No.
Yes, you did, Mr. Phillips, sir. You're fair splitting your sides with unseemly mirth, sir. Force yourself, for Drake's sake, sir.
What? Oh, certainly. Oh, very, very witty.
Oh, did you think so? Well, I didn't think much of it myself, but then different generations have a different sense of humour. I should have left when I wanted to.
May we ask on what charge you're requesting us to be court-martialed, sir? One likes to know.
Not charge, number one. Charges. Hazarding your ship, damaging Admiralty property by navigating your ship dangerously, and so on.
Well, I think the Chief would like to have a word with you about that, sir.
Would he? Well, go on, then, go on. Well, with due respect, sir, well, you can't court maritalness, sir. Of course I can, and I will. No, sir, you can't. You see, well, we couldn't have been hazarding our ship because she wasn't our ship.
Wasn't? But she must have been.
I'm afraid she wasn't, sir. We ever so slightly forgot to sign a receipt for her when we took her over from the dockyard authorities.
So, technically, she's still their responsibility. Sir.
Commander Bell. Commander Bell, is this true?
Well, yes, it is, actually. Jolly fortunate, really. I mean, they sailed without telling me, and the receipt got overlooked in the panic when we bashed through the... Oh, there I go again.
And nobody ever stops me in time, either.
No, it's terrible.
Captain Povey, you all right, sir?
There's a loophole in this somewhere. There must be. There's got to be. Life can't be this unfair. How am I going to account for the mess Makepeace in?
Easy, sir. Sue the dockyard authorities. Or perhaps it's Trinity House you can sue. No, wait a minute. They could have been faulty hawsers, and then you could sue...
Out! He's going, sir. He's
No, I'm only trying to help.
No, this
But
way,
you
sir.
don't understand, Pertwee.
Out!
And that was John Pertwee, Leslie Phillips and Stephen Murray working their passage in The Navy Lark, written by Laurie Wyman. John Pertwee was the Chief Petty Officer, Leslie Phillips was the Sub-Lieutenant, Stephen Murray was the number one, Captain Povey was played by Richard Caldecott, the dockyard foreman was Michael Bates, Vera was Janet Brown, Taffy Goldstein was Tenniel Evans, and Able Seaman Johnson was played by Ronnie Barker. The recorded production was by Alistair Scott Johnston. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're proud to celebrate the 100th Lark. And as usual, when you hear the signature tune, the Navy Lark presents its 3 stars, Leslie Phillips, Stephen Murray and John Pertwee. Although they may not realize it, ever since 1959, when the crew of HMS Troutbridge first sailed together, Laurie Wyman has chronicled their adventures 100 times, and even a casual glance at Troutbridge shows she has the dents to prove it. After so long together, what could be more natural than that we should find some of the crew having a few in the fireman's bucket and bell to celebrate the way they've wriggled out of trouble for so many years?
You know, gents... Look, Johnson! Johnson! Take your elbows off the table when I'm chatting to you. It's uncouth.
I suppose having a fag behind your ear and flicking potato crisps at the other customers isn't.
Never mind whether it is or isn't. If you sit there with your elbows on the table, the victims of me Christmas attack will know that I flicked them and not you.
Ah, they might think Taffy here flicked them.
Not if they know him. Our Mr. Goldstein is not the sort to wang good grub about at fourpence a bag.
Even if it wasn't his fourpence.
Exactly. You whilst we're on the subject of Taffy's finance, Pertwee's glass is empty.
Yeah, and so is Able Seaman Johnson's.
And as I bought the last round...
And I bought the round before.
It must be Taffy's round this time.
Mustn't it?
Taffy.
No. Leastways, not for a minute. I shan't be long, excuse me.
Now where's he gone?
Well, I suppose he's just gone out to the, He hasn't, has he?
No, he hasn't. He's rejoined that group from the other ship in the public bar.
A skinflint. He's always on the scrouge. Stone me, he's done it again.
What?
He's copped a pint out of that lot, and now he's on his way back to us.
Hello again. Now, this is a bit awkward, isn't it? I mean, I've got a drink and you haven't. Pity that.
We may as well toss for it, Chief. I mean, Taffy hasn't bought us a drink in 4 years, so he's not likely to start now, is he?
No. But he will after this lot, or I'll boot him right back to his welcome in the hillsides. I'll have that, so I'll toss.
I'll call then. Heads.
You cheated! You knew that was my two-headed penny.
I'll have a small Scotch tart.
You'll have half of mild, my son, and like it.
Oh, if you insist.
I do. Excuse me. Excuse me, beg your pardon, I'm sure. Gangway, please. Excuse me, madam, can I... No, I can't. Still, it was worth a try. Stand back, please. Stand back there. Gallant lad in blue coming through. Much obliged, I'm sure. Here. Oi! Service, please. Over here with the wallop.
Wait your turn, Jack. You can see him serving.
Wait me turn? Oh, that's it, is it? That's it. Hey, it was a different story when we were facing the perils of the unleashed enemy, wasn't it? Snatching the lads from the battle-torn beaches at Dunkirk, wasn't it? Nobody remembers how we held on against incredible odds. To keep our torn and war-tattered ensign fluttering bravely in the breeze in order that this realm, this sceptred isle, this England, should keep on regardless. When Albany had fled. England expects...
Have you finished? Or do you want to order something?
Never in the field of ye... Yeah, 2 halves of my altar. On the slate, love.
Next customer, please.
All right. There you are, then. Excuse me, wallop boy and sailor lad coming through. Mind your backs. Excuse me, madam, I wonder if I could...
Whoa!
How right you are. See you in court. Pardon me, gangway, please.
Hello, Chief. You were a long time. I suppose you've been getting off with that new barmaid, have you?
Let's just say we weren't our type. Now, cork up and drink your wallop.
Oh, chap.
And where's mine, may I ask?
Yours, Goldstein. Yours?
Mine. In case it escaped your notice, my glass is empty. I mean, I'm not one to sponge on his so-called friends, but if you didn't want to buy me a drink, you shouldn't have dragged me away from my mates in the other bar, just as I was about to buy them one, should you?
Oh, you did...
Proper embarrassing it was. I can't think what they must be thinking of me.
If it's half what I'm thinking, you better belt back to your Green Valley and disappear down your own pit head a bit sharpish. Get out of the way, Johnson. I want to get at him.
Hey, watch it, Chief. We got company.
Then charge him £2 each for a ringside seat for the best punch-up you've ever seen in Portsmouth.
You start a punch-up and they'll be doing the charging. It's Mr. Murray and Mr. Phillips. They've just come in the bar.
Ah, they would.
Hello, you three. Having a good time?
Oh, most exhilarating, sir.
Yes, smashing, sir.
Likewise, except that my glass is empty. I wasn't included in Mr. Pertwee's round, you see, sir. I wouldn't have mentioned it, but I can't stand petty meanness, can you?
Oh, really, Chief? I'm surprised at you. Not like you to leave a man out of a round like that?
Oh, poor show.
But I didn't. It was him on.
Now, I'd say the least you could do is to buy Goldstein a drink immediately, Chief. Obviously, it must have been a mistake. We don't want any hard feelings, do we? No, buy him one. There's a good chap.
But he's Ed. You don't understand. He's been... How can I explain?
No, there's no need. Just buy Goldstein a drink, and I'm sure you'll forget all about it.
Of course I will, sir. I was never one to harbour a grudge. Good man, Goldstein, good man. Jolly sporting of
But
you.
you don't understand. It's a trap. I'm beaten and I can't get out. Oh, pity, Pertwee, somebody.
No, don't be a bad loser, Pertwee. Now, come along, Mr. Phillips. We don't want to interrupt the Chief enjoying himself with his friends any longer.
Right, sir, right, sir. Excuse me, please. Can we get through? Sorry to trouble you, madam. Would you mind if I...
Oh!
Well, in that case, I won't. Sorry, pardon. Excuse me. Mind your backs, please. You know, Mr. Murray, I've never known this pub to be so... Mr. Murray? Mr. Murray, sir?
Carry on. I'm right behind you. My apologies, madam. My word, you're having quite an evening, aren't you? Could I get to the bar, please? Excuse me. Thanks. Oh, we made it. I said we made... Mr. Phillips, what's the matter with you?
How about that?
What?
The new barmaid. I say.
Yes, so do I. Very,
Cool.
Exactly.
And what would you gentlemen like?
And make mine a double.
I'm sorry, what was that?
We said we'd like a...
Do you mind?
Well, I saw her first.
That has nothing to do with it.
Could we have two large...
This is my round.
No, it's not. It's mine.
It isn't. Sorry to keep you waiting, miss.
It's my friend's fault.
We'd like two large... Mr. Phillips, may I remind you that I'm the senior officer?
Oh. So that's the attitude now, is it? Pulling rank on me. Just because there's a pretty girl behind...
I'm not pulling rank.
You are.
I'm not. I was just reminding you.
Huh.
And what does her mean?
Nothing, sir. Just... Huh.
I thought we came here for a friendly drink.
So did I. Obviously, I was mistaken.
And me. Huh. And stop going her all the time.
I was clearing my throat.
Her.
Now who's doing it?
Don't be childish. Shut up while I order the drinks.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
I intend to. Now then, Miss Reader. Oh, good evening, landlord.
Good evening, sir. Nice to see you around again.
Thank you. We'd like two large...
Just before you order, sir, you're wanted on the phone. It's Captain Povey, sir, I'm afraid.
Oh, blast. What the blazes does he want now?
Come through the hatch, sir. The phone's out in the back. Jeannie will show you the way.
Oh, well, it's nice to receive a call from one's friends, I always say. Huh.
This way, sir. The phone's through that door.
Really? Well, perhaps if you came through as well, you could...
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I can't leave the bar. I must serve your wee blonde friend.
Hello, Lieutenant Murray speaking.
At last. I thought I was going to have to wait till closing time before you answered. Now listen carefully. There's a NATO exercise on tonight, and one of the frigates has engine trouble, so you are to join the exercise instead.
Us, sir? Is that wise?
The decision was not mine, I assure you. Collect any men that there are with you in the hostelry, because you sail at midnight. You'll take up station with the destroyer Makepeace to starboard and the aircraft carrier Falcon to port.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear?
Well, it just struck me that for Troutbridge to sail with ships either side of her is rather asking for the jackpot, sir.
Yes, quite. That decision wasn't mine either. You'll put to sea in convoy, keeping your station throughout the night, and at dawn tomorrow you'll engage the enemy.
The enemy, sir?
Yes, there are 2 barges, 3 tugs, and an old ferry boat anchored at sea as target ships.
I take it we're supposed to sink them.
That's right, sink them, not the destroyer Makepeace or the carrier Falcon.
Yep, very good, sir. We'll do our best.
Well, all I can say is it's a bit much. Steady at that.
Steady at that.
If I must, sir.
Now, I see nothing wrong with Admiralty asking us to put to sea, Mr. Phillips. Nothing at all.
Oh, you wouldn't. I just arranged to take Jeannie home. Right hand up a bit, Chief.
Right hand up a bit, as it's an order, sir.
She lives with her uncle, and now because of this ridiculous exercise, that poor defenseless girl will have to trudge through the streets unescorted.
Should probably be a lot safer.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, without you, she may at least find the way to her uncle's house.
Huh.
And ha to everybody.
Oh, now look, Pertwee, you're not still sulking about that drink you had to buy Goldstein, are you?
I'm sure I don't know what you are talking about, sir.
He is sulking.
Straighten her out, Chief.
Now look, Pertwee, how are we to know what...
Straighten her out, if you insist it is, sir.
Thank you.
Just my duty, sir.
Oh, this is ridiculous. How can we run the ship when nobody on the bridge is talking to anybody else?
Well, I prefer it that way.
So do I.
Well, I don't!
Be a captain on the bridge, sir.
Good evening, sir. Course 150, both engines half ahead at 95 revolutions. Second boiler, 2 hours notice for steam. Cleared nav tower at 0125. Radar type K93 operating.
Yes, all right, all right. No need to blind me with science, what? We're still afloat, sir, would have done, you know. My word, this is a bit much, isn't it? I hear you chaps are all having a cracking evening together down at the pub, too, what? You know, I wouldn't mind having another bet that it was Chief's turn to buy a drink when you heard, what? CPOs are all the same. You can never get them to put their hands into their pockets in a pub, can you, huh? Must be an occupational hazard, I suppose, but you're all the same, aren't you, Pertwee? We are on course then, are we?
We are, sir.
Yes. Yes, splendid news. Not that I ever thought we would be from... Oh, dear. I mean, not... Yes, jolly lucky old Povey managed to catch you all at the pub, wasn't it? What? No, it wasn't, was it? Incidentally, did you notice the new barmaid? My word, she's a cracking little piece, what? I'm surprised you chaps didn't make a date with her and offer to walk her home instead of coming out here on this. You didn't have much choice, really, did you?
No, sir, we didn't.
No, well, there it is then. There it is then. I think I may as well leave you chaps to make a hash of it. I mean, if you chaps would like some hash, I'll get the cook to. We're on course then, are we?
Yes, sir. Still.
How amazing. How, Lord. Well, there it is then. There it is. If you want me, I'll be... Well, I don't suppose you will, so it doesn't matter, does it? No, I didn't think it would. Good night.
It's fascinating, isn't it? I just can't understand how one man can put his foot in it so often. Honestly, he never thinks before he. We're on course then, aren't we?
Stone me how many more times? Yes!
Bridge number 1 here.
Starboard lookout. Leading Seaman Goldstein chatting. Fleet dead ahead, sir. Leastways, a lot of little red and green lights are.
Thank you, Goldstein.
Pretty sight, isn't it? Reminds me of the illuminations on the front of Llanfair Gigelgoch. Except that at Llanfair Gigelgoch, the lights are more sort of blue and white because they're gas, you see. Light up the prom a treat, they do. Especially when the locals have finished cooking their ITs and the pressure builds up a bit. The lads used to wait underneath for a mantle to fall. And as he dropped, they'd catch it a fourpenny one with a kiddie's spade and wang it out to sea. Then we all stood dead quiet, waiting to hear it go psst as it landed in the water.
Yeah, fascinating, I'm sure, but we must get on station.
But, sir, don't you want to hear some more about Llanfair
Well...
Gigelgoch?
No.
Oh?
On station now, sir.
Slow down, both.
Slow down both it is, sir.
Steady, steady. Stop engines.
Stop engine, sir.
Oh, beautifully parked, Mr. Phillips.
Oh, it was nothing. Just experience, a natural flair. Keen eye, knowledge of the tides and the currents, cool brain, proper training, a thorough understanding of the instruments.
And a big head.
Yes. No, now just a minute. Who did that?
Our Starn did, sir. The experience, natural flair, keen eye, cool brain, and other codswallop just went for a Burton.
What do you mean? I did everything?
No, not quite, sir. You forgot to put the handbrake on, sir. You didn't drop anchor, so our Starn swung round and woke up everybody on makepiece.
Bridge, number 1 here.
Engine room here, sir. Able Seaman Johnson chatting. If we're going to go boing into anything else, I want to come up on deck.
Oh, sorry about that, Johnson. I suppose it must have been pretty loud down there.
Yeah, it was, sir. My poor little head feels like the clapper inside Big Ben.
Yeah, then be grateful it was only 1 and not 12 o'clock. Johnson, hello.
Look, far be it from me to interrupt, sir, but the rest of the fleet are sailing.
What? Lummy, it must be Zorro ear. I mean hero, sir. No,
Time.
thank you, yeah. Quick, slow ahead both.
Slow as head both it is, sir.
And for pity's sake, stay on station, Mr. Phillips. No bumps a daisy with Makepeace and Vulcan.
You leave it to me, sir. Right hand up a bit.
Right hand up a bit it is, sir.
Sorry, pardon, Vulcan. Left hand down a bit.
Left hand down a bit, sir. It shouldn't have been, sir.
Sorry, pardon, Makepeace. Again. Lummy, a ricochet. Hello, Vulcan. Nice to have bumped into you. I mean, left and right.
Right.
No, scrub. Scrub that.
Scrub that all out.
Steady at
Right, steady at that.
No,
Wait, we'll make it demand.
Swing around the other way before
Swing around the other way, sir. Too late.
Move over a bit, can't you, Makepeace? That's a bit more like it. No, it isn't. No, we're moving away, not them. Hello again, Vulcan. Sorry, pardon. I'll get it right in a minute. Just that I haven't got enough water to... ahoy there, Makepeace. Still here, then? Lovely night. Well, if you insist.
Mr. Phillips, sir, the bows.
What about the...
Ship on station, sir. Broadside on and still bouncing nicely.
Oh, shut up a minute. I said sorry, pardon. Don't you whoop me. I'll give you a whoop. I'll give you a minute, will you? Jolly peaceful, isn't it? Sailing like this through the darkness. Everything so still and quiet.
Well, it is now, sir.
Don't harp, Pertwee. I explained all that. I needed more water to maneuver in.
Yes, something the size of the Atlantic would have done. Although even if he'd had the whole of that, he'd still have managed to clout the Queen Elizabeth.
You know, you're just narky because I made a date with the new barmaid.
I'm nothing of the sort.
All right, they're all for game.
We're not.
Ooh.
I'm sorry I spoke.
Bridge, number 1 here.
Port lookout here, sir.
Yeah, what is it, Ginger?
Well, there's somewhat a bit odd, sir. We followed yon red and green light all night, but about an hour ago, there seemed to be a lot lower in the water.
Yes, I see what you mean. We must have dropped astern a bit.
That's what I was thinking, sir. But they're still just as bright. They remind me of illuminations at Blackpool, you know, except there's not so many.
Yeah, quite, but this is...
I remember when I was a lad, some of us locals used to whip the bulbs out with our hankies, then whiz them out to sea while they were still hot. Then we all stood dead quiet like, waited to hear them go psst as they landed in the water.
Yeah, fascinating. You want to compare notes
Mind you, more often than not, the bulb hit a rock, and then it went off with a dirty great bang and woke up all the seagulls.
I'm not surprised. Well, nice to have heard from you, Ginger.
Oh, I've not done yet. Wouldn't you like to hear some more about our holidays in Black?
Well...
Who?
No.
Oh.
I suppose it's the lonely vigil that makes lookouts such chat-on-regardless yak boxes.
Well, I thought it was most informative.
Oh, look, settle your differentials for a bit, gents, please. I think we've got a dead horrible on our hands.
What do you mean?
Well, it's nearly dawn, sir, and you can just make out the ships ahead, sir.
Well, what about it? We're on station. Vulcan and Makepeace insisted that we sail slightly astern of them.
Yeah, I know, sir, but what we're slightly astern of isn't Makepeace or Vulcan, sir.
What?
Well, unless I'm very much mistaken, sir, we're slightly astern of 2 barges, 3 tugs, and an old ferry boat, sir.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. That would mean that somehow, during the night, we've lost the fleet and tagged on behind the target ships, which are to be blown up as soon as, I think I feel terribly unwell.
This is ridiculous. Those ships were moored. How could we have followed them all night?
Well, they're definitely moving.
Yes. They're the target ships, all right, but something must be towing them. I can just see some thick black smoke coming from... Oh. I think we all know where that smoke is coming from now.
It's Pertwee's Uncle Ebenezer and his tatty tug towing them.
What? Nunkey? The stupid old fool, he's nicked them. He's pinched the target ships.
Quick, we must warn him. Sail round them.
Left hand down and full ahead both, please.
Left hand down, full head both at his.
Give me the live hailer.
Here we are, sir.
Ahoy there, Mr. Ebenezer Pertwee. This is Troutbridge.
Keep off, you pirates! I saw them first, they're mine!
They're not! They're target ships.
Don't you try to kid me! They're salvaged now and I'm claiming them! I'll get a bomb for this lot!
Yeah, how right you were! And it wasn't a bomb, it was a shell! Now cut your tow ropes and run for it, Nunkey!
I'm soaked! Who's throwing these?
It's a NATO exercise. You're towing the target ships and the fleet have found them and are firing on you.
And us.
Oh, let's get out of here, sir, please. Please, sir. Hoist a white flag, somebody. Pertwee surrenders! Look, sir, please, let's get out of here. I don't want to be banged into tiny, tiny bits. Full head both, sir, please. Full head both!
Office.
Hello. This is Intelligence speaking.
It's what? Doing what?
Will you marry me?
Will I what?
Don't bother, you're too bright for me. Here, Commander Bracewell wants a word with Captain Povey.
Hello, Captain Povey here.
Bracewell here, but I doubt if either of us will be for much longer. What? By George, sending Troutbridge on this NATO exercise thing was sticking your neck out a bit, wasn't it, old man? Dicing with the old pension and all that, what? My word, what a mess.
Oh, what have they done?
Practically got themselves blasted out of the water, old man. They were steaming about smack bang in the middle of the target area. Didn't they tell you when they got back?
No, strangely enough, they didn't.
No? Well, you can't blame them, can you? I'd sort them out if I were you.
Don't worry, Commander Bracewell, I shall. Goodbye.
Good show. See you at the Naval Exchange. What?
Oh, not again.
Toodly-bye.
Vera, where are the officers and crew of Troutbridge?
Eh? Oh, I think they said something about going down to the fireman's bucket and bell.
Did they? Right, I'll soon sort them out. I want a word with that shower.
I, as I'm sure you'll remember, Johnson, bought the last round.
Oh, and I bought the round before that, didn't I?
You did, my son, and there are 3 of us.
Including Taffy.
We both included him when paying our whack, so therefore the next round must be...
On Taffy.
Mustn't it?
Well, I'll be back in a minute.
Hold him!
But I've got some friends in the other bar.
Goldstein, if you don't buy us a flaming drink, your friends in the other bar won't even recognise you. I promise you.
No, you chaps. What's going on here?
Pertwee, why are you such a hostile drinker? Put Goldstein down.
Well, sir, I bought the first round, and then the chief
Don't
bought...
bother, Johnson, don't bother. I can't stand it all again. I'll pay. It'll be worth it.
That's the spirit.
Good man. You won't forget mine this time, will you, Chief?
I mean...
Yes, well, come away, Mr. Phillips. We don't want to get involved in a scene.
Right, sir, excuse me. Can we get to the bar, please? Pardon us, madam. Would you mind if... I say, you do come here often, don't you? Yeah. Now, sir, what are you having?
Oh, that's all right. I'll get them.
No, really, I'll...
I said I will get the drinks.
Last orders, please.
Could we have two large...
Oh, it's you two. I thought Blondie was supposed to be taking me home to my uncle's last night.
2 halves of mild and with the utmost reluctance. A third one, please.
Ah, yes, I'm sorry about that, but duty called. You've
3
never...
halves.
I should have
of
thought you
mild.
could have let the lady know you couldn't escort her.
3 halves of mild.
You know perfectly well I couldn't.
3 halves of mild!
I might have known I'd find you here. Number 1, Mr. Phillips, what the blazes went on during that exercise?
Oh, blimey, thunderguts. Who let him off the leash? Oh, well, hello, sir. Delighted to see you, sir. What would you care to partake of in a small way?
Nothing, thank you. I want an explanation.
Are you sure you won't have a drink, sir? I mean, it would sound much more convincing if you were slightly won over the...
No, thank you. I want to know why you were off station and sailing in the target area at dawn this morning.
Oh, yes. Well, why were we... what did we say now? Yes. Of course, sir. It was most urgent, sir. Frightfully urgent, sir. Yes. Wasn't it?
What was?
Well, don't rush me, sir. I'm making this up as I go. I mean, we noticed this tug, you see, sir. This poor, defenceless tug, smack bang in the middle of the target ship, sir.
Tug?
A complete and utter stranger, sir, who had, out of the kindness of his heart, taken them in tow. We had to try and rescue him, sir, you see, before the other ships opened fire, regardless of the risk to our own leg and limbs, sir. I mean, when you're out there in the deep blue wastes, it's only humane if you find a fellow mariner instructed.
All right. You've got an excuse that I don't believe for a minute, but it lets me out with Admiralty for sending you idiots in the first place. So it'll do.
Stone me, I must be getting more plausible.
Time, gentlemen, please.
What? No, just a minute.
Sorry, he's called time.
Oh, we don't want a drink.
Now, about last night, I can't apologize enough.
Typical, I'd say. Now, if I could walk you home...
No, thanks. Not tonight. I've got an escort. Uncle will see me home.
Uncle?
Yes, gentlemen. Uncle.
Oh, nasty.
Jeannie is my niece and is staying with my dear wife Ramona and me until next week, and picking up some pocket money by helping out at the bar at the same time. Now, come along, my dear. Good night, gentlemen. Good night.
Good night.
And that was Leslie Phillips, Stephen Murray and John Pertwee working their passage in the Navy Lark, written by Laurie Wyman. Leslie Phillips was the sub-lieutenant, Stephen Murray was the number 1, John Pertwee was the Chief Petty Officer, Captain Povey was played by Richard Caldecott, Commander Bracewell was Michael Bates, Able Seaman Johnson was Ronnie Barker, Taffy Goldstein was Tenniel Evans, and Vera was played by Janet Brown. The recorded production was by Alistair Scott Johnston. Ladies and gentlemen, we present the Navy Lark with our 3 stars, Stephen Murray, John Pertwee and Leslie Phillips. For the crew of Troutbridge, a summons to Captain Povey's office is a 2-edged sword, and both edges are too flaming sharp for comfort. Either they're in the muck or he is, and if he is, well, they are anyway. Only one thing is certain, they can't possibly win.
Good morning, sir.
Come in, number 1. Phillips, Pertwee.
If you insist, sir. Well, how do you do, I'm sure, sir? You're in very good health, I trust, sir. No bouts of flu, colds in the head, housemaid's knee, gout, or other unfortunates? Hey? Nothing to disturb the well-earned calm before the fireside? After an honest day's toil?
Sir? Last time he was as friendly as this, he'd flogged the CNC's bike and put the Admiral's house up for auction.
Oh, blimey, I was doing him a favour. He'd got dry rot, wet rot, soggy drains, dodgy beams, squeaky floorboards, and moth. To say nothing of what his house had got. Now look, I felt...
Yes, never mind about the Admiral's housing problems, Pertwee. I'm the one that's living in a distressed area now.
You, sir? But I thought this was your week of, how shall I put it, freedom from, that your wife was, that you'd be on your...
Allow me. This is the week my dear wife Ramona is away, and I should have been all right, Jack.
Yeah, exactly, sir.
Well, it is, and I'm not. Ramona has gone away, but her mother has arrived to look after me.
Her mother?
Oh, nasty.
Quite. Very nasty. I can assure you. If anything, I'm having to do more housework than usual.
Oh, what a shame.
More housework?
Sir.
It is not funny, Pertwee. I'm a desperate man. I can't stand a week of Mrs. Crump. You don't know what she's like.
But surely, sir, if your wife is away, Mrs. Crump shouldn't be staying at your place without a chaperone. I mean, people might talk.
Hardly. I repeat, you don't know what she's like. Oh. From the moment I got in last night, it was clean the silver, Henry. Light the boiler, Henry. Henry, dust your whatnot immediately. You've got fluff on it. She never stops. You're the only ones who can give me a good excuse to escape. I know we may not have always seen eye to eye in the past, but you can't desert me now. You can't.
Now, steady, sir, steady, sir. Stiff upper lip and all that. I mean, be a chap's chap.
Thank you, Phillips. I'll try to hang on.
Don't me. I can't help feeling sorry for Mr. Crump.
Oh, you needn't, Pertwee. He went on a works outing 15 years ago, and apart from one rude postcard from Africa, he's never been heard of since.
How very bright of him.
Yes. Obviously a chap's chap, sir.
Yes. Well, what I want you to do may sound a bit, how should I say it?
Out loud, sir.
Go on. Well, why not? You see, she'll never let me leave unless it's an emergency or a naval crisis of some sort that means I must come back to the office to sort it out.
Emergency? Crisis? Oh, I get it. You want us to go to sea.
Exactly.
And so much for our reputation.
Yes, I know this is going to sound a bit odd, but I thought if you could put to sea and sort of accidentally bump into Makepeace, I could...
What?
You mean deliberately ram her?
Oh, no, not ram her, just a little tap.
Oh, now, look here, sir.
But what are you getting so excited about? The accident will be reported to me. Now, I shall get away from that old... from Mrs. Crump, and after investigation, I shall report that Troutbridge had a temporary steering fault. Now, if you do this, I can assure you I shan't forget it.
I doubt if anybody will. Cool.
And what time do we sail, sir?
Well, the sooner the better, number one. Now, Makepeace is not far out, so you should sight her about 1800 hours this evening.
1800 hours. Now, 1300 is 1. 14 is 2. 15 is...
6 o'clock, sir. Between your Huckleberry Hound programme and the news on the telly.
Oh, bother. I shall miss it.
If it's any consolation, with Mrs. Crump in the house, so shall I. Now, if you bump Makepeace, then I should be recalled about 7, and oh, you've no idea of the relief.
Don't you worry, sir. We'll counter a Faulkney one, all right?
Oh, splendid. No. Just a tuppenny one will do. Yes, a gentle tap. Not one of your usual, please. All I want is an inch or two of paint. Scrape off.
Now then, let's see. Longitude is, at least it should be after aiming off the wind. And therefore, with a full moon next Thursday and a latitude thing which takes into consideration the international dateline and the known rainfall of any 2 points put together. And,
What's he on about?
I'm rather afraid he's got his first steps for the young navigator book out again.
Do you mind? I was trying to concentrate.
Oh, beg your pardon.
Yeah, right. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. Here we are. Yes. Page 6.
Page 6.
Now, if 3 men can mow a field in... No.
Very, very amusing.
Yes. 2 baths have 4 taps, which can fill half a bath. No. There's a train from the north approaching a level crossing halfway from... Page 7. A grocer has 12 dozen eggs for...
Oh, put it away, Mr. Phillips. If you must read, stick to your Jungle Jim and his Fuzzy Wuzzy Bear stories.
Well, I finished them. If you must know, I've just started Sinbad the Sailor.
Oh, so that's what started all this navigation nonsense.
Well, it's not nonsense, it's science. Now, with a radar reading of, well, setting that aside, and assuming a true course which allows for the Archimedes principle on the one hand, and the 5-year test on the other. With no waiting on even dates. And, if all the rest have 31, except, I'd say there's only one thing for it, really.
And what's that, sir?
We need a shade more of the old,
Yes?
Left hand down a bit.
Isn't science a wonderful thing?
Left hand down a bit it is, sir.
Bridge, number 1 speaking.
Starboard lookout here, sir. Leading Seaman Goldstein chatting. What's up?
What do you mean?
Well, it's been unnaturally quiet. And as we've been sailing the same course for some time, I wondered if Mr. Phillips was all right.
Oh, yes, he's been having a bit of a think with that book of his.
Well, I do think you might have warned me, sir. I mean, once Mr. Phillips starts having a dab at really navigating, I like to have my life jacket and tin hat on. If I have to be on the ship at all, that is.
Well, I'm very
like
much...
my Uncle Di is at times. A great one for reading, he is. Well, he has to be, really, because he's in charge of our public library. And as nobody else ever goes in, he has to keep taking the books out himself and reading them as fast as he can, so he can take out another one to stop himself being declared redundant.
Yeah, but surely you must...
Whodunits mostly, and murders. Frightens the life out of Anne Morpeth, of course. She's certain he's trying to find the perfect method of getting rid of her. For months, she wouldn't eat anything until the cat had some and lived. And always took her bath in the dark, in case Uncle had wired the plug hole for power.
Goldstein, what did you...
Oh, yes. In case you're interested, make peace, deadhead, sir.
At last, thank you. Next time, will you mind giving the naval information first and the morning story afterwards?
Well, I used to, but you always cut me off, which I thought was a bit rude. And I...
Well...
Still do.
Make peace ahead, Mr. Phillips, and try to remember what Captain Povey said. Just a gentle tap.
You leave it to me, sir. Now then, where should we tap her, Blunt end or pointed?
Neither, thank you. A tiny boomsa-daisy on the side will be quite sufficient.
If Commander Staunton is aboard her, it'll muck up his fishing good and proper, sir. He might find he's lost a Dervissoon and caught a fresh frigate, sir.
Yeah, quite. I'd have been a lot happier if Captain Povey had warned Commander Staunton about this.
Ahoy there, Troutbridge. Commander Staunton here, old fruits. Move over a bit, can't you?
Coming alongside now, sir.
Left hand down a bit more. A bit more. Down, easy. Over a bit more.
Look out! What are you trying to do? Give over a bit, can't you? Mind me paint. It's only got 1 coat. Get off, I say. Go away. Float somewhere else. Mind me, Rod. Oh, go away.
Oh, quick! We're nearly past. Swing the starn at them.
Hey, but what's happened? A right hand. No, left. No, as you was.
As I was.
Over a bit.
Over a bit, sir.
No, slow starboard.
Slow starboard.
No. Full ahead, sir. Full ahead, pause. No, get over, you brute.
Get over.
Whacker one.
Whacker one, sir.
No, up to the top and reverse chassis. No, scrub that, right hand.
Scrub that, right hand, sir.
Bash her with an umbrella or something.
What are you talking about, sir?
A bit over. On the other side. Full ahead. Lummy.
we missed.
Mr. Phillips. Mr. Phillips, you were having us on, weren't you? You must have been, sir. We've never missed anything before.
But it's ridiculous. I mean, they must have moved or something. That's what it was. They cheated.
And never mind what happened, turn us round. We just have to try again. If the collision report doesn't arrive soon, old Thunderguts will be too exhausted from housework to go out anyway.
Henry Povey?
Yes, Mrs. C.
Will you stop hovering round that phone as if you think it's going to lay an egg?
Oh, I just thought it might ring, mother-in-law.
Stop calling me mother-in-law. You're not Dr. Dale.
No, Jessie. I mean Mrs. Crump.
Come to think of it, the way you've turned out, you look more like Dan Archer on the last month's spreading day.
But I always...
Don't you snap at me.
But I...
Silence! For answering mother-in-law back, forfeit your acid drop after your table's full of busy medicine tonight.
Oh, surely I haven't got to take any more...
Don't argue, Henry. Mother-in-law knows best.
But I didn't get to the office till 11:30 yesterday after the last...
Quiet! I'm looking for your worksheet. Here we are. Tonight is kitchen night. Forward with your little dustpan and brush. I want to see bags of elbow grease on that floor and no whanging the muck under the boiler when I'm not looking.
No, Mrs. Crump.
And mind how you go with my wedding present to you. If there's any horseplay around either of me egg cups, you're for it.
I'll remember that.
Right, sleeves up. On your mark, get ready. Wait. Hold countdown while I answer. Hello? Who's chatting?
Inspector Bert, Tiddy of the Customs and Excise Water Guard Service speaking. Is Captain Povey there, please?
Wait. Hitler! It's for you.
Oh, thank you, Mother. Hello, Adolf Hitler speaking. I mean, Captain Povey here. Who is that?
Inspector Bert, Tiddy of the Customs and Excise Water Guard Service speaking, sir. One of our patrol boats has observed a frigate by the name of Troutbridge behaving in a highly peculiar manner on the high seas, sir. In fact, he reckoned it looked as if they were trying to ram the destroyer Makepeace deliberate-like.
What?
Dead lucky they were and all.
Lucky? You mean Troutbridge missed Makepeace?
That's right, sir. 42 times.
Oh, good grief.
We thought you ought to know, sir, in case you wanted to have a word with them in the morning.
Don't worry, I shall. 42 words.
Ah, we thought you might, and perhaps you'd be good enough to tell whoever it is aboard Makepeace that's lost a fishing rod with a Dover sole on the end of it, we've got it. And proper delicious it were and all.
Leave it to me, Inspector.
Well, it wasn't our fault, sir. We did our best to hit Makepeace.
Exactly, sir. We very nearly wore that bit of sea out.
On one run, we got within 8 inches of her.
Then why the blue bistring blazes didn't you hit her?
Well, we couldn't, sir.
Why not?
Well, we didn't know it at the time, but we really had got faulty steering.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's true, sir. The dockyard people have sorted it out this morning. Our steering was out by about 3 degrees.
Which is also why we sank 2 marker buoys as we came in last night. I'm afraid, sorry pardon.
Sent two mark... But they would have done. Why didn't you phone me up about them?
Well, there didn't seem much point, sir. I mean, it was at 2:30 this morning.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered. I was still polishing the silver.
Well, we could have another go this evening.
Yes. Couldn't we ram somebody else?
Or would just running aground be enough?
Hey? Oh, I like the way he says, just running aground. Yeah, that's a court marital all round for a certainty.
But wait a minute now. It wouldn't be if your steering really was faulty. I mean, it was yesterday, so they might believe it could have gone wrong again today. Oh, it's a risk. But much more of Mrs. Crump and Henry's finished anyway. Oh, she's a terrible woman. A terrible, terrible woman.
What does she do exactly, sir?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I have to do it all. Look at my hand.
Oh, nasty. I mean, dishpan puddies if ever I saw them.
Here, Captain Povey, sir, look, if you're interested, sir, it just so happens that a relative of mine does a lovely line in hand cream called Pertwee's Pretty Paws.
Stop waffling about the blasted hand cream. Now, if I'm to stand a chance of getting out this evening, we must act at once. And I've got to get out this evening. It's imperative. I'm at breaking point. She's already warned me for something I did when I was dusting the piano.
What was that, sir?
I played a few bars of Colonel Bogey.
Well, I don't like it, sir. I don't like it at all.
Don't you, sir? Oh, it's one of my favourites. Have you ever heard all the words, sir?
I meant I didn't like the idea of running aground.
Oh, you've done it before. In fact, you've done it so often it's a wonder Troutbridge has any hull left.
Oh, it's all there, sir. Bit corrugated, perhaps, but it's all there, sir.
Now, listen. Why don't you sail down the coast to this point here on the map, where there is that narrow channel between the two sandbanks?
Oh, yeah, we know that spot all right, sir. Many a quarter hour or two we've sat on top of one or two of those, admiring the view and waiting for a tow.
Yeah, I believe there's actually some talk of renaming the two sandbanks. They were going to call one Trout and the other Bridge.
Exactly. Well, you put to sea now, and the emergency call reporting you're aground should come through just as I get home. Oh, I shan't forget this gentleman. Oh, she's a terrible woman. A terrible, terrible woman.
Now then, let's see. With a compass reading of, less a bit for wear and tear, and given that any two sides beside the two sides that are alongside the sides beside the seaside.
Oh, no. Look, Mr. Phillips, sir, please. Look, leave that to Sinbad and stick to the old left hand down a bit, for Drake's sake, sir.
Look, if this stuff works for other navigators, why shouldn't it work for me?
Because they know what it means.
Am I to assume by that remark that you think I don't?
Yes.
Very well. Left hand down a bit. And see if I care.
Left hand down a bit, and let the other two sides fight it out with the other two sides it is, sir.
Bridge, number one speaking.
Starboard lookout here, sir. Leading Seaman Goldstein chatting. We're just coming up to the two sandbanks, sir. But I've been having a bit of a think. Why don't we dodge these two, sir, and follow the coast round a bit further until we get to the fair land of Wales? I mean, if you're going to get stuck on something, you may as well have a decent view, mightn't you?
Goldstein, we have no...
Why look at dodgy old Devon when you can look at wonderful Wales, I say? And apart from that, if we're aground for any length of time, Mr. Phillips might finish his Sinbad book, and then I could nip ashore and have a word with my Uncle Di at the library. Make Uncle Di's day, that would. Going on his date stamp. Walloping it down on a book somebody else wanted to read instead of him. Oh. Then again, with any luck, we wouldn't get back in time. So he could have made an entry in his fines book at last.
I don't care
and in case you're interested, sir, we've passed the sandbanks now.
What? Well done, Sub-Lieutenant Sinbad, sir. Perhaps you should have moved that meadow or filled your two bars with water while the train was at the level crossing instead, sir.
Well, hardly, Chief. He'd probably have filled them while the train was in the station.
I wish you two man Fridays would stop taking the mickey out of Sinbad. I mean, Leslie. What do we do now? I mean, old Thunderguts will never believe we even tried to run aground. We've never had trouble before.
Oh, no, that's the snag, sir. You must be trying too hard. Look, I've got an idea, so look. Why don't you relax for a bit, hey? Then back up and have another go.
Yes, I will. And this time, I won't even look. Now, slur down both.
Slur down both of you, sir.
Right hand up a soupçon.
Right hand up a what, sir?
Modicum.
Who?
Trifle.
Right hand up a trifle.
Oh, messy.
No, stand by. Over the sandbanks now. Steady, steady.
Any minute now. Brace yourselves.
Missed again.
Oh, this is ridiculous, Mr. Phillips.
No, don't bother, sir, don't bother. I'll do it eventually. Slow ahead both, Chief.
Slow ahead both it is, sir.
Coming up to the sandbanks again now. Steady. Almost there. Brace yourselves. Hold on. Bridge?
Proper embarrassing, isn't it?
Mr. Phillips.
Oh, dear. Slowest on both.
Slowest on both it is, sir. Oh, and captain on the bridge, sir.
Oh, law, he would.
Yes, well, I know I'm only the captain, but it would be jolly sporting of you to tell me how long this little nautical dance macabre is going on. Not that I mind being rushed from one side of my cabin to the other every few minutes, you understand? It's a bit dodgy, you know, out here, because I don't suppose you've noticed we happen to be near some sandbanks. I mean, anyone would think you were deliberately trying to run us aground, wouldn't they, eh? Yes, they would. I mean, I couldn't believe it when we got past them the first time. I mean, considering what a bungling lot of idiots you three can be at time we were getting on then, isn't it?
Doesn't he know that we're
No,
supposed to
Mr.
be...
Phillips, he doesn't, sir.
No, what?
Oh, nothing, sir. You were saying?
Was I really? Yes, well, I meant it was bad enough the other day when you kept whizzing past Makepeace all day. I mean, I know you said it was an exercise old Povey had thought up, but I could have sworn you were trying to ram her. And I can't imagine old Povey giving orders like that, can you? I mean, let's face it, with morons like you on the bridge, he wouldn't have to, would he? I mean, you were bashing the ships all the time. Time we were getting on then, isn't it? Yes, my word, it must be. I mean, well, there it is then. Pick it up, somebody, would you? Time we were getting on then, isn't it? Quite, yes. Well, I'll be in my cabin if you need me, getting flung from one side. Well, carry on making a mess of it. My word, what a lovely view it is, isn't it? Just good,
Funny chap.
Far be it from me to interrupt. We're still going backwards, sir. And we've missed those ruddy sandbanks again.
What? Oh, lummy. Right, stop engines and full ahead both. We'll charge at them this time.
Stop engines, full ahead both it is, sir.
Yes, mother-in-law?
If you hang round that phone polishing it much longer, you'll go right through the plastic and end up with a set of spare parts.
I was just trying to get a lovely shine on it.
I know perfectly well what you're doing. You're willing it to ring. Very well. Permission to clean out your boiler. But don't let me catch you dropping your clinkers.
Oh, very well, mother-in-law.
Hello? Stop chatting. I'm listening.
Inspector Bert Tiddy of the Customs and Excise Water Guard Service speaking. Is Captain Povey there, please?
Wait. Phone Henry and take notes because I shall want a full report on your little chatter afterwards.
Yes, very well, mother-in-law. Hello, Captain Povey here.
I've been asked to report that one of your frigates called Troutbridge seems to have got her stern caught on a bit of elastic.
What?
One of our lookouts reports her as having been going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards over the same bit of sea 42 times.
Oh, no.
I thought I ought to tell you, like, because they were over a couple of sandbanks. And if we hadn't had a flood tide, they might have run aground.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. I'll speak to them in the morning when they get back.
Oh, much obliged, sir. We like to help when we can.
Approaching the dockyard now, sir, and if anyone is interested, I'd say a thump inside too fast.
What? Oh, yes, perhaps you're right, yes. Reduce speed to slow ahead both, steer course 150, magnetic compass, and, left hand down a bit.
Left hand down, I understood, but where did all the other guff come from?
Sinbad the Sailor, Chapter 2, Mr. Murray, sir.
Oh, of course.
Hello, Chief.
Go away, Johnson. I'm consternating on me driving.
But I've got an urgent signal. The wireless transmitter room asked me to bring it up.
You'll have to wait, Johnson. We're too busy.
Oh, but sir...
Now, right hand up a bit, and let's sneak in between Makepeace and that other ship.
Right hand up a bit, and I don't think there's room, but we'll have a go if you insist it is, so...
about this signal, sir...
Do you mind, Johnson? Do you mind? We'll read it in a minute.
Oh, you'll be sorry.
We can get right between Makepeace and that other destroyer, and on into our dock with absolutely no trouble at...
Everybody down!
I think you were right.
Neat. Very, very neat. Straight into the side of Makepeace. And surprise, surprise, we're aground.
Lummy. Jackpot.
Well, Captain Povey can hardly say we haven't done him proud now, can he?
Oh, I think he can, sir. Could I read the signal now? I feel it's most appropriate.
Yeah, oh, very well. What's it say?
From Captain Povey to Troutbridge. Mrs. Crump has got measles and in isolation hospital. For pity's sake, don't hit anything or run aground. See you in the fireman's bucket and bell tonight, Henry.
Oh, dear. Stone me.
I think I want to lie down for a bit.
No, you don't, sir. This way out. Come along, Jetsall. And you, Fatso. No time to lose.
Yeah, where are we going?
Where do we go? We're going down below to put a dirty great dollop of something obnoxious in our steering gear, sir. Right, come on, Mr. Phillips. Pick up a hammer. Come on, pick up a spanner as you go. Undo every nut and bolt you can find. Faulty steering at a court miracle is always a winner.
The Povey would never let us down now.
You were saying, sir?
You're right, he would. Pass me that spanner, somebody.
Bags, Pertwee gets the pickaxe. Fall in the steering demolition party. No time to lose. The president of the court miracle is waiting to do us an unfortunate. Come on, catch away there.
And that was Stephen Murray, John Pertwee and Leslie Phillips working their passage in the Navy Lark, written by Laurie Wyman. Stephen Murray was the number one, John Pertwee was the Chief Petty Officer, Leslie Phillips was the Sub-Lieutenant, Captain Povey was played by Richard Caldecott, Mrs. Crump was Janet Brown, Inspector Burt Tiddy was Laurie Wyman, Taffy Goldstein was Tenniel Evans, and Commander Bell was played by Ronnie Barker. The recorded production was by Alistair Scott Johnston. Ladies and gentlemen, we present the Navy Lark with our 3 stars, John Pertwee, Leslie Phillips, and Stephen Murray. A visit to Admiralty is always a little unnerving for Captain Povey. He never knows whether he's up to his neck in muck or medals. Yes, if today's interview with the Admiral goes anything like all the others, it won't be a medal. So let's see what sort of muck is flying about this time.
Good morning, my man. I'm Captain Povey, and I have an appointment to see the Admiral.
Oh, yes, sir. What have you done?
Done? I haven't done anything.
Oh, so that's it. You're redundant. Hard luck, sir. It's that door over there, sir. I don't suppose he'll keep you long.
No, it's a mistake. They can't do this to a man who's in his prime. When have I ever failed to carry out my duties to the absolute maximum of requirements? I'm not a man to be trifled with. I'll soon tell him a thing or two. They can't throw a man on the scrap heap when he's devoted his entire career
It's still that door over there, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Gentlemen! You can't do this, sir. It's a criminal waste of manpower. Well, they don't make officers like me anymore. I demand to see their lordships personally and state my case to them. But ask me questions. Look at my muscles. Feel my pulse. I'm in the pink. Watch. Running on the spot. Begin. Up, 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 up. Oh, yeah. Me. Oh, dear. Oh.
Creeping Ivy, what's the matter with this idiot?
I was running on the spot, sir.
Well, that's a relief. I thought you'd trodden on a fag end and found you had a hole in your boot.
Yes, my word, yes. Just what I thought. Yes. By George, he was going there. Yes. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Yes, up, yes, down. Pooh! Yes, blow! Yes.
Hornbridge!
Yes.
Shut up! Now, where's this fool Povey?
Here, sir. I'm Captain Povey, sir.
What? Oh, hello, Povey. You're late. What delayed you?
I haven't been delayed, sir.
Been having a gin and lemonade? It's a bit early, isn't it? Well, nice to have seen you. Call in any time. We'll leave you to sort out the details.
Sort out the details? The details of
Wife
what?
keeping well, is she?
Yes, sir. Of course, she's just got over.
Has she really? Nasty there.
Yes. Very, yes. Extremely, yes.
How would you know? You never had it.
No, never.
Oh,
no,
do shut up, Hornbridge, and let a chap get a word in, will you?
Certainly, yes. By all means, yes. With pleasure, yes. Carry on, please do. Naturally, yes.
Oh, bash him, somebody!
Excuse me, sir, but what exactly did you want?
No. Oh, don't tell me. I know. Povey, isn't it? Yes. Nice to see you. Is the wife keeping well?
Yes.
Oh, good. Last time we met, she just got over a nasty attack.
She's fully recovered now, sir.
Has she really? Well, time's a great healer, isn't it? Now, about this home fleet exercise, I notice you haven't sent Troutbridge.
Oh, no, sir. Whenever they put to sea, the Sunday papers print articles like "Frigate Causes International Situation," and hundreds of people bash their boots to bits walking from Aldermaston again.
Yes, those you mean. Yes. Oh, yes. Had a chap in here earlier. Yes. Couldn't stop. No, feet going all the time. Yes, up and down, up and down, up and down. My word, he was going some. Yes. What were we talking about?
I wish I knew.
Now, about this Whittlesea Bay Navy Week.
This what, sir?
Whittlesea Bay Navy Week. Good heavens, Povey, keep awake. What do you think we've been talking about all this time?
I'm waiting to hear.
Waiting for a beer? You've just had a gin and lemonade. It's only 10:30 now. My word, this one likes his wallop all right.
I didn't say
Oh, do stop interrupting, Povey. Now, about this Navy Week. Before Troutbridge sails, I wanted to pick up me barge and tow it round. The Whittlesea Bay idiots have arranged some ceremonial codswallop, you see.
Arranged what, sir?
Goodness knows. Anyway, the point is, I want Troutbridge and my barge at Whittlesea Bay by tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, but that's not possible, sir. I mean, there isn't time. They'd never get up steamer. I don't know if the crew are on
That's
leave
the
or whether...
spirit, Povey. I knew you could cope. I'll see them at Whittlesea Bay then.
But
Regards to the wife.
Left hand down a bit.
Left hand down a bit it would be, sir, if our left hand wasn't down a bit already, sir.
Eh? What? Now, how did that happen?
As far as you and navigation is concerned, Mr. Phillips, I suspect that the command left hand down a bit is a sort of reflex action.
It's a what sort of oo?
He does it without thinking.
Does he? Yes, I do it all. Oh, no, I mean, I never let my left hand down a bit know what my right hand up a bit is doing. No, I mean, when my left hand down, I never know when it's up in the... On second thoughts...
Yes, sir?
Steady at that, whatever it is.
Steady at whatever it is, sir.
Good man.
Not at all, sir. I'm just a comrade in arms, sharing what promises to be a rip-snorting experience.
Exactly. This is the line.
Yes, sir. Comrades, comrades, ever since we were boys.
Yes, all right, most touching. Now, does anybody know where we are?
Well, surprisingly enough, sir, approaching Whittlesea Bay, sir.
Are you sure?
I'm as astonished as you are, sir, but yes, we are.
I say. Oh, I am proud.
Mr. Phillips!
Well, they can't complain this time. Leslie has excelled himself. Mind you, far be it from me to take all the credit. I mean, I could never have done it without the able assistance of my, comrades, ever since we were boys.
No, Mr. Phillips, you couldn't have done this lot alone.
There you are, you see, Chief. Even Mr. Murray is impressed.
Oh, I am. Very. Mr. Phillips.
Sir?
Where is the Admiral's barge?
Well, it's right behind, and we picked it up from the, and we've towed it back from the... Stop engines.
Stop engines it is, sir.
Now, how did I come to forget that?
I wouldn't know, but forget it you have.
Oh, stone me, we'll never find our way from Portsmouth to Whittlesea Bay twice in the same year.
Well, it's old Thundergut's fault. He didn't tell us where the barge is garaged.
Oh, I'm afraid he did. She's in Dock 5 and probably wondering where we are.
That's not the point. I mean, you chaps should have noticed we'd forgotten the Ambul's barge, and frankly, I'd have said, if you chaps were, comrades, ever since we were boys, comrades, then you'd have told a chap.
Stop fussing, Mr. Phillips. Let's get back to Pompey and collect the flaming thing before it's too late.
Right, sir. Now then, Dock 5, you said, wasn't it?
I did.
Good. Yes. Now, well, in that case, taking into consideration the trade winds and the cross currents, and a starting price of only 10 green bottles hanging on the wall, I'd say, in the first place, it's a clear case for
Sir?
Full ahead both and left hand down a bit.
Full ahead both and left hand down a bit as ever was and ever is, sir.
Thanks, comrade.
Ready to start the tow out the docks now, sir. Taking the strain now, sir. Let's hope it's the right barge we're even an owing this time.
It will be. Just you wait and, Whoa! Just a minute. Hold it. Half off the tow. Let go, somebody. Yeah, pick it up there. I mean, stop engines.
Stop engines, sir, and well done. It was a patrol boat in dry dock.
Pardon?
So far, sir, you've towed everything out of docks 4, 6, 7, and 8, sir. Now, how about having a tiny go at the Admiral's barge in Dock 5, sir? Eh? Just to show there's no ill feeling.
Well, it's not my fault. I mean, they should number the beastly things more clearly.
If we managed to get back in daylight instead of doing a grand tour of the Channel Islands and an incredibly close view of the Beachy Head lighthouse on the way, it might have been easier.
What a nice chap that lighthouse keeper was. I mean, fancy offering to make us a cup of tea like that.
Do you know, sir, if we'd have been much closer, he could have passed it out to us.
Mr. Phillips, if you're not too busy, do you think we could collect the barge now?
Well, oh, certainly. No trouble at all, sir. Now, where is Dock 5?
Astern of us, sir. Directly astern. And it flaming well has been all the time.
Well, you might have told the chap. Slow us down both.
Slow us down both, sir.
Now, right hand down, a tiny minikin.
Who? Modicum.
Modicum? He said a minikin.
A modicum is a minikin.
And a minikin is a modicum.
Is it? Well, don't giggle, is it?
Bridge number 1 speaking.
Starboard lookout here, sir. Leading Seaman Goldstein chatting. I only wanted to say, if you're looking for the dock that has the Admiral's barge in it... It was that one. Anyone for firewood?
Mr. Phillips.
Oh, sorry, pardon.
For pity's sake, let's get it in tow and round to Whittlesea Bay before it sinks.
Oh, sir, the lads are banging the towing hawser on her now, sir.
Good. I know it's a foolish question, but is there by any chance an odd bit of paint left in the stores we could slap on the barge on the way round?
Oh, I think we could find a minikin and a tinnikin. Or a modicum on a drummicum, sir.
Splendid. Of course, it'll be 90% terps, but it might cover up some of the damage.
Towing hawser fixed and ready, sir.
Oh, well done. Off we go then. Whittlesea Bay, here we come. Again. Slow ahead, both.
Slow ahead, both, please, sir.
Bridge number 1.
Starboard lookout here, sir. I was just having a bit of a think. I mean, I know we've got the Admiral's barge safely in tow at last, but before moving off, shouldn't we have... untied her from the dock?
Yes, now you come to mention it, we should.
Ah, thought so. Clumsy, really, wasn't it?
Sorry, pardon, chaps. Jettison lump of dock and full ahead, both.
Dump it and run for it is, sir.
Muck up this is. I mean, you're making a proper Charlie out of my hubby as worship, and no mistake.
Oh, she's right, you know. She is. She's dead right. I mean, Whittlesea Bay Regatta, patron His Worship me, is going to be a proper washout with no grand opening by His Worship the Mayor, me, aboard the Admiral's barge. I mean, we were relying on it turning up like, weren't we, Ethel?
Aye, Arthur, we were that, we were that,
yes.
that we were. We were that we were, weren't we?
We were that.
That's what we were.
Right. I can't apologize enough. I can't think what's keeping them. Troutbridge should have been here with the barge hours ago.
Oh, very like they were, but they're not, are they? I mean, we've been stuck here on this beach waiting to give them the civic welcome for 5 hours. No, it's not good enough, is it? I mean, I'm nearly bent double with this blasted chain of office round my neck all that time.
He is that,
Oh,
that,
I'm
he
that.
is, he is
Oh, I'm
that. That's what he is.
And that's not all, is it? That is not all it is. I mean, it's salt air, you know, it's salt air. Another hour or so, my mace will go rusty.
Well, I can only say how
No,
much...
it's no joke, you know, being done up in all this civic codswallop on the beach. Down here with this stupid hat and the rest of the guff. I mean, folk reckon I'm advertising salt powder or something. They want me to give them a fiver.
They do that.
Oh, they
that
do. Oh, they do.
They do, you know, they
Yeah.
do that. That's what they do.
Povey, you old fool, where are you?
Oh, good grief, the Admiral, as if I hadn't got enough to cope with already. I'm on the beach behind the ruined bandstand, sir.
Find you on the beach doing handstands? Your time of life, you're potted.
I didn't say that, sir. I'm down here beyond the pier.
Been on the beer? Oh, well, that accounts for it.
But, Admiral,
Povey, where's Troutbridge? That old fool, the mayor, and some dreadful old biddy he said is his wife, was supposed to have been aboard me barge with me hours ago.
Quite, sir, but before you say any more, may I introduce you to the mayor and mayoress of Whittlesea Bay?
What for? I met the idiots.
I mean, they're here, sir.
Oh, we are that.
That we are.
We are that.
Heavens to Betsy, look at her hat. It's got more braid, bangles, baubles, and beads on it than his has. Come to think of it, it's got more than mine has. What's she advertising then? Soap powder?
No, sir, he is. I mean, they... No, where is Troutbridge?
Never mind that now, Povey. Where's Troutbridge? How am I and these 2 idiots supposed to start the first yacht race without me barge?
I can't apologize enough. I'm sure they'll turn up shortly. They must do unless they're coming here via New York. And, well, of course, with them, that is possible.
Now then, assuming Jupiter is on the wane, and there's a rod, pole, or perch on any two sides of a right angle, excluding market day, when no ferry service is available unless on a lead, I'd say we ought to have a bash in that direction this time.
And why not? We've tried all the others.
Port, sir. So far, we've been halfway to Westcliff, Wittering, Westgate, Weymouth, Whitstable, Whitby, and Watchet. Keep going long enough, and we're bound to find Whittlesea Bay again.
I just don't understand it. These charts must be wrong. Of course, it'll be all right once it gets dark again.
Well, how do you make that out, sir?
Well, I shall aim off for the moon and take the third on the left down the Milky Way.
Bridge number 1 here.
Starboard lookout here, sir. In case you're interested, I don't think this is the way either.
What do you mean?
Well, you may not have noticed it, but dead ahead is the rest of the home fleet, sir. I wouldn't have mentioned it, but if memory serves me correctly, their exercise is due to begin shortly, and we're going to be smack bang in the middle of it. Of course, I could be wrong, mind. But I don't think I am, do you?
No, I don't. Mr. Phillips, alter course. We're sailing right through the home fleet.
We can't, sir. It's too late. We'll have to sail on through them now.
Don't you worry, I'll get us through the gaps all right. Gangway, you chaps, we are coming through.
We hope.
Right. Steady, right hand up.
Right hand up, sir.
No, left hand.
No, left hand.
Hey, where did that one come from? Right, over a bit.
Over a bit, sir.
Cool, missed. Ease your own way over a bit. No, mine.
Ease my own way over a bit. Use
wrong again.
Mine over.
No, back.
Yours, back a bit.
Yours. Which one was that?
None of them, sir. It was the Admiral's barge swinging about behind us.
Lummy, I'd forgotten about that.
There were many more wallops like that, and the Admiral can forget about it as well.
Look out! Destroyer ahead!
Where?
There.
One bent destroyer astern, sir.
How's the Admiral's barge?
Wilting, but still afloat.
Another destroyer to starboard, quick!
Come on, it's makepeace.
Sorry, left turn.
Left.
No, right. Up, back. To you. From me. Give over a bit, can't you? Steady. A bit more. Too much.
Too much?
No, not enough.
Not enough.
Breathe in. Ahoy there, Makepeas. No need to panic. It's only us.
As usual.
Never mind the chat. Get us out of this lot, Mr. Phillips. Get us out!
Commander Bracewell, intelligence here.
Portsmouth Command here, sir. We've got one or two little items we thought you should know about.
Oh, you've got hundreds, probably. We never seem to catch up on the paperwork. My word, the mess up here, you wouldn't believe. Well, what's the ghastly clangor this time, old man?
We don't know for sure, but we think the docks have been raided by some foreign ship.
Really? Well, shouldn't be surprised. Did they leave a message? Go home the British or something like that on a wall?
Well, whoever it was didn't even leave many of the walls.
Crikey, this one's a corker, all right. What happened exactly?
Well, as far as we can make out, this ship must have sailed in, towed every ship out of 4 or 5 docks, and left them adrift in the entrance basin so they bashed each other about. Then as a final insult, they pinched the Admiral's barge.
Good gracious, this sounds like Troutbridge having one of her customary outings.
Yes, that's what we thought, sir. But she sailed hours before for Whittlesea Bay.
Right. Now, you leave this to me, old man. Whoever did this can't have got far, and luckily the whole fleet are out on this exercise thing. We'll call that off and get them to search for the raider. Nice to have heard from you. Toodly-bye!
Mr. Povey?
The Captain Povey, madam.
Suit yourself, but the point is this here. If that boat of yours don't turn up soon, it'll be too dark for Regatta, and Arthur and me will have spent a day done up like dogs did us for nothing. I mean, look at 'em now. That chain of officers got 'em bent almost double.
I can't apologize enough. Something must have gone wrong with her engines.
Well, it's not good enough, it's not, is it? I mean, it's not. No, it's not. That it isn't, is it?
Povey, you old fool, have you seen any sign of... Creeping Ivy, what's happened to his worship? Have you been trying to teach him to stand on his hands?
No, sir.
Then what's he bent in half like that for? Oh, I know, leapfrog. Out of me way, my turn. Alley-oop.
I don't know if that's your idea of fun. All I can say is, well,
And the same to you. Hello, isn't that Troutbridge coming in?
Yes, sir. At long last, they finally got here.
Don't argue, Povey. It is them. Yeah, I say, what's that load of old firewood they're towing?
Load of old firewood? Oh, I'm rather afraid, sir. It's your barge.
My barge? Well, if it is, you can say what you like. But it's high time Admiralty forked out a bob or two for a refit.
I'm only surprised she's still afloat at all, but there's hardly an inch of paint on her.
Exactly. Looks bad, you know.
Arthur, pack up, love. They're here. Unbend.
I can't, I've got the cramp.
We've got to go up here to get aboard so she can make your speech, love.
Oh, blow me speech, I can't move.
Oh, pick him up and carry him, somebody. We're late. Follow me onto the pier. Gangway, Admiral coming through.
We have to say sorry, pardon, sir. I mean, we got here as soon as we could.
Yeah, exactly, sir. We were sort of diverted a bit by an home fleet exercise.
Diverted by the home fleet exercise? But you shouldn't have been anywhere near them.
Well, it's hardly our fault, sir, if their navigation was a bit dodgy, is it?
What? Are you seriously suggesting that the entire fleet were in the wrong waters and you were the only ship on her correct course?
Figures can't lie, sir.
Neither can the state the Admiral's barge is in. As soon as we get back to Portsmouth, I'm going to start a full inquiry.
Oh, well, I expect one has already been started and, my foot.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Phillips, sir. I really am sorry, sir. It was most careless of me, sir.
Lummy. Certainly was. Oh, my poor little Tootsie. Leslie's little piggies won't be going to market for days.
I think Mr. Phillips was about to say, prior to Mr. Pertwee's unfortunate accident, that we ought to get ready for the start of the regatta, sir.
Do you? Well, I don't. Now then.
Oh, there you are, Povey. Still waffling on as usual, I see. Well, shut up and give us a hand. I want to go aboard me barge and get this confounded regatta thing started.
Oh, now, just a minute, Mr. Admiral. As Mayor of Whittlesea Bay, I'm supposed to declare the regatta started.
He is that, he
Oh,
is.
I'm
Oh,
that.
he
Oh,
is
I'm
that he is.
Yeah. Well, suit yourself. You can do the chat, but bags I fire the starting pistol. I haven't had a go with one of those things for years.
Might I suggest, sir, that as time does seem to be getting on a bit, instead of going out to the yachts in your barge, you start the race with a loud hailer from the bridge?
And a good idea, sir. I mean, apart from anything else, the barge will probably sink as soon as anyone... Oh, my other foot.
I'm sorry again, sir. Oh, I really am sorry, sir. It really is most careless of me, sir.
Oh, proof. You've flattened both my tootsies now. Well, the only shoes I'll be able to wear are frogman's flippers.
Oh, do let's get on, or his worship will shut in half like a penknife in a minute. Start the chat, for pity's sake.
Yeah, Mr. Murray, sir.
What is it?
I'm not sure, sir, but it looks horribly like the home fleet on the horizon, sir, and they're heading this way.
Yeah, it's just part of the exercise, I expect. odd, though.
What is?
Never you mind, sir. You just concentrate on limping and going poof.
Here's the loud hailer, your worship. Up to daisy, sir. It's up here. If
No, it's no good. I've got cramp again. I'm stuck. You'll have to do it, Ethel.
Oh, very well, love. Do a chat in here.
Oh, get a move on, woman. I want to fire me little pistol.
Already then. Ladies and gentlemen of Whittlesea Bay, I thought you'd like to know that it gives his worship and I great pleasure.
Oh, it does that. Oh, it does.
And I named this ship...
No, Ethel. That was last week.
Oh, so it were that it
Oh,
were...
creeping ivy, I've had enough. On your marks, get set, go! Heavens to Betsy, what do they load this thing with?
I don't think it was the starting pistol, sir. I think it was a rather loud present from the home fleet.
They must have thought you were firing at them, sir, but what are they doing here? They shouldn't be in this area.
I told you they couldn't navigate.
Oh, what a shame! Bullseye! Smack bang through the Admiral's barge.
What? Liberty takers, that was mine!
Yeah, and smack bang through your evidence, Captain Povey, sir.
Signal them to cease fire. But what's going on? Can't the fools see what they're doing?
Apparently not, sir.
This is awful. It must be stopped. I must do something. It's terrible, but what am I going to do?
Well, it's easy, sir. Court-martial a lot of them, sir. Run 'em in, I say. Those woo bangs. But too close to Johnsy, sir. Charge 1, endangering the populace, naval personnel and Pertwee. Charge 2, sinking the Admiral's barge and banging brigands round Pertwee. Charge 3, practically polish on the pier and Pertwee. Charge 4.
And that was John Pertwee, Leslie Phillips and Stephen Murray working their passage in The Navy Lark, written by Laurie Wyman. John Pertwee was the Chief Petty Officer, Leslie Phillips was the Sub-Lieutenant, Stephen Murray was the number 1, Captain Povey was played by Richard Caldecott, the Admiral was Tenniel Evans, Rear Admiral Ironbridge was Michael Bates, the Mayor of Whittlesea Bay was Ronnie Barker, and the Mayoress was played by Janet Brown. The recorded production was by Alistair Scott Johnston. Ladies and gentlemen, we present The Navy Lark with our 3 stars, Leslie Phillips, Stephen Murray, and John Pertwee. When Graham Bell invented the telephone, he started something. When the phone rings, you never know who's going to be on the other end. It could be a beautiful blonde who's feeling lonely, or the income tax inspector who's feeling awkward. Now, with Captain Povey's phone, it's never the beautiful blonde. It's always somebody who wants to be flaming awkward.
Hello? Captain Povey's office?
Admiralty here. This is intelligence speaking.
It's what?
Proper little sex kitten, aren't you? Here, how about you and I having a date?
Well, you can have one if you like, but I prefer nuts.
Oh, in that case, we should get on very well together. Is Captain Povey there? Commander Bracewell wants a word in his ear hole.
Hello, Captain Povey speaking.
Ah, hello, man. Bracewell here. My word, you're in the muck this time, all right? Bad luck on you, of course, but somebody was bound to cop it, weren't they?
Cop it? Cop what?
This man's space shot at sea, old man.
What? Man? Space shot?
I mean, when you start trying to bung a chap in orbit for a frigate, anything might happen, even if they do think the new rocket fuel is the cat's whisker.
I just don't understand any of this at all.
Oh, you're not alone, old man. Nobody does. All we know for certain is that they've got this new rocket with the new fuel, which should make it possible to fire the beastly thing from the frigate at sea. So, guess which ship they've selected?
Troutbridge.
All right, you are. Frigates don't come any more expendable than her, do they? My word, she must be in a mess.
All right, you are. I'm expecting some of our officers in here in a minute, so I'll tell them the glad news.
Shouldn't do that, old man. They'll all desert on the spot. Cook up some story or other to keep them happy. You'll think of something. Toodly-bye.
No, wait. Hello, Commander. Oh, good grief. What will the fools think of next? What is it, Vera?
Not what? Who?
All right, then. Ooh.
Mr. Murray, Mr. Phillips, and Charlie Peace are here.
Charlie Peace?
CPO Pertwee.
I should have guessed. Send them in.
Say please, then.
Very well. Please.
Please what?
Send them in!
No need to shout.
You wanted to see us, sir?
Yes. Yes, come in, all of you. It's lovely to see you.
He needs glasses. He don't know it's us.
Oh, I know it is all right. My favorite crew. Pride of the service, and so on.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. There's a right load of old rubbish flying around here somewhere. Me big toe is given a nasty tweak of the twinging foreboding.
Nonsense, Chief. I just wanted to see you all to tell you some good news.
Good news, huh? Who for? You or us?
Well, you, of course.
I knew it. There's a dirty great dollop of dodgy doodah about to descend on us. From an astronomical height and all.
Possibly, but if you don't shut up, we shall never know what sort of dodgy doodah it is until it lands.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a chap likes to know what sort of an oh nasty is underneath.
It's a competition, you see.
What is, sir?
Well, their lordships have been keeping an eye out for a frigate with a record for smartness, efficiency, good maintenance work, and a logbook of duties carried out to their complete satisfaction. A ship they can point to as an example to the rest of the fleet.
Go on, sir.
They've selected you. You've won.
May one, with delicacy, ask one what?
I don't think one should, sir, no. Because I'm still certain first prize is a dirty great dollop of dodgy doodah.
No, it's not, no. You've one more little duty to perform, and during that trip to sea, their lordships will decide who goes on, a free air trip round the world.
A free air trip round the world? What, all of us?
Not unless it blows up.
I
mean, not all of you, I'm afraid. Just one man will be selected.
You mentioned one more little duty we had to perform, sir.
Oh, yes. There's nothing unusual out of the way. Just a short sea trip, after the modifications to your ship have been completed, of course. And then,
Modifications? What modifications?
Oh, nothing much. No, nothing to worry about. Just some bit of nonsense the boffins want to try out. No need for you to bother about it. They'll deal with it all. There's no need for you to concern yourselves about it at all.
The big toe is all of a tweak again. I don't like it.
How long will it take to fit these modifications, sir?
Oh, not long. I imagine they're fairly portable. Well, it's been delightful to see you all again. Delightful.
But we only saw you yesterday.
Did you really?
Yes.
Well, how time flies. I mustn't keep you any longer. A proud day for Troutbridge, gentlemen. A proud day.
Yeah, very likely, sir. But my big toe is still tweaking immoderate.
Oh, come on, Chief. Who knows? You might be the one who gets the free air trip round the world.
He might indeed. And with any luck, he will. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning.
What is it? That's what I want to know. Yeah, what is it? Where did it, whatever it is, come from, and why are they stuck, whatever it is, and asked on, and what does whatever it is do? I don't like it. I don't like it. Whatever it is and whatever it does, I don't like it. No, I don't. No. No, I don't like it. Not at all. No. No.
What sort of panic about it? It's only a platform and that great big case thing.
Yes. I wonder what's in that. Perhaps it's a rocket.
Oh, what a ridiculous idea.
Rocket. Why? It's the right sort of shape. I mean, it might well be some sort of new... We're not cheering you up much, Chief, are we?
No, sir, you're not. And I, for one, don't want to know what's in that case thing.
Well, it'd be jolly difficult to find out anyway. I had a look at it earlier, and it seemed to me it was made of solid lead.
Lead? Lead? It can't be, sir. No, sir, you must have been mistaken. I mean, lead? The only reason they keep anything that size in a lead case would be if it was radioactive. I was right! It is a dirty great dollop of dodgy doo-dah.
Of course it isn't.
Then where have all the other ships in the dock gone? Why are we floating here all on our Todd?
That's got nothing to do with it. It's just the law of self-preservation. They must have heard that we're putting to sea shortly. So they've run for it before we clobber them as Mr. Phillips tries to get us out.
I heard that. Charming. How's that for a stab in Leslie's back?
Well, it wasn't bad, actually.
Huh.
Pardon?
Nothing, just huh.
Don't you heard me?
Oh, gents, please, come on. This is no time for a nasty attack of the temperamentals. Look, don't you realise their lordships are sending Pertwee to his doom?
Oh, don't be so ridiculous, Pertwee. What are you making so much fuss about? All that's happened is they built a great big landing place on the Starn there and stowed that whacking big crate made of lead on the deck with armed guards around it, and every other ship has left the... Doesn't look so good, does it?
Here's old Thunderguts again. Let's tackle him about it. As far as I'm concerned, the most suspicious thing about all this is his attitude. I've never known him to be so chummy.
But I reckon he's working on the same theory that a condemned man cops an hearty breakfast.
Yeah, well, I didn't. No names, no pack drill, but somebody nicked Leslie's banger this morning.
I never touched your beastly banger.
No names, I said. But of course, if the cap fits...
It doesn't.
Well, that's that then.
Certainly.
No more to be said.
Nothing whatsoever.
Exactly. Quite. I'd still like to know who had my banger.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah, so you keep saying.
Well, I didn't have it.
I had the tiniest rasher, too.
You didn't? I did.
I suppose you measured them.
Certainly.
What with? My banger?
I did not have your banger.
Well, somebody did.
Her.
Pardon?
Nothing, just her.
I'd have thought I was the one that should go, huh? I mean, I was the one who had his banger pinched.
Look, if anybody's interested, I cut porridge and baked beans on the same plate.
Oh, nasty.
Yes, sir, it was nasty. Next time I pass a comment about the cook, I'll keep my voice down.
Watch yourselves. Here comes Captain Povey, and he's got somebody with him.
Oh, blimey. So he has. Perhaps he's the chap who nicked your banger, sir.
Huh.
Good morning, gentlemen. Lovely to see you all again. Everything going according to plan?
Yes, sir, including my banger.
You what? It's all right, sir. He didn't have something for breakfast which has disagreed with him. Oh, I see. At least I think I do. Now, I'd like you to meet Professor Fosdyke. He's in charge of a little experiment and will be sailing with you, of course.
Oh, charmed. I'm sorry to put your chaps out like this, but we must find out if it works, mustn't we?
Find out if what works, sir?
Oh, I can't tell you that, I'm afraid. Top secret and all that rubbish.
Oh, well, couldn't you give us a little hint, sir?
Well, I suppose you could say it was...
No, sir, you couldn't. No, far better not, sir. I mean, we don't want a mutiny on it. I mean, it's nothing to worry about, gentlemen, nothing at all. Come along, Professor. May as well see how your work is progressing.
But I don't even know their names or next of kin.
This way, Professor, this way.
I think there's something very panic-making going on. Yes. Oh. Compassionate leave, sir. I've just heard my dear white-haired old mother's in urgent need of her dutiful son's help, so you see she's
No,
not...
Chief. What's the matter with her, Chief? Has somebody pinched her banger too?
Yes. No!
Watch yourselves again. Captain coming on the bridge this time.
Oh, here you all are then. Anybody know what's going on? No, silly of me to ask, really. You never know what's... I've just bumped into Povey. He tells me we're going to sea at once. Not that it surprised me, of course. When I saw all the other ships had run for it, I mean, I guessed they'd heard we were going to put to sea and didn't want to get clobbered trying to... Today's the day, then, is it?
Apparently so, sir.
Yes. Well, there it is, then. Yeah. None of you heard any rumors, of course, what all this is about, I suppose, did you? No. All looked pretty dodgy to me, you know. I mean, did you know what that whacking grade thing was made of? It's made of lead. Yeah. No, you can't have done. Otherwise, the chief here would have melted it down for scrap days. Days. Today's the day, then, is it? Yes. Well, they say it is, don't they? Yes, they do. Yes, well, mind you, it started well as far as I was concerned. Can't think what happened for the first time since heaven knows when. The cook gave me 2 bangers for breakfast. I mean, 2 of them. You wouldn't believe it, would you? 2 of them.
I think Mr. Phillips would.
Yes, well, I mean, he'd believe anything, that one. 1, 2. 2. Today's still the day, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Still.
Yes. Is it really? How time flies. All looking forward to the trip, are we? Of course, yes, of course we are. I mean, there was a lovely moment just now when that boffin chap told Povey he'd got to sail with us as well. He went white, absolutely white he went. I mean, I thought I was going to faint. You've never seen anyone in such a panic. Of course, he knows what all this old guff in our starn's for, so probably that's why he didn't want to. Today's the day, isn't it?
It's our last, I should think.
Yes, well, there it is then. Pick it up, would you? It's just thought it would cheer you up to know that Povey hasn't cheered you up, has it? No. Well, funny about my getting too... Oh. Well, I'd better put to sea, I suppose. The sooner we get started, the sooner we'll get blown to... Today's not my day, is it? Well, there it is. I'll leave you to make a mess of... if anybody wants me, I'll be waiting for a bang in my... Oh, my word, it's warm in here. Good, oh, dear.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's what they call a pep talk from the captain. Cheered me up no end, that has, I must say. Permission to desert, sir. I know a chap who could fix us all up with forged passports and an address or 2 in foreign parts where the grub is on, but the girls are very, very...
No, Chief. No. Very tempting, I agree, but no. Put to sea, Mr. Phillips. Put to sea.
Aye, sir.
Chief.
Steady that it is, sir.
Odd, isn't it? We've been steaming for nearly 6 hours now, and we haven't seen another ship on the horizon.
Well, you didn't expect to, did you, sir? They've all been warned. Keep off! Troutbridge is full of explodable dodgy doodah.
Well, at least we know now it is a rocket.
With the blooming thing stuck at our stern, pointing ever upwards, they could hardly keep it a secret, could they, sir?
No, quite. Bridge number 1 here.
Starboard lookout here, sir. Leading Seaman Goldstein chatting.
What is it, Goldstein?
It's a rum sort of a turnout, this, isn't it? Trotting about the ice seas with a whacking great firework behind him. Reminds me of the times we used to have back in wonderful Wales every November the 5th, when I was knee-high to a mountain goat.
I didn't know you celebrated November the 5th in Wales.
Of course we do. If he got away with it, Guy Fawkes would have been a Welsh national hero. What better way of getting us home rule than blowing that parliamentary din of iniquity sky high?
But
by the way, I've been meaning to ask for some time, sir. Seeing as I've been a leading seaman for quite a while now, when am I going to be made a petty officer?
Goldstein, this is hardly the
Of
time.
course, I realise that if I'd been English, I'd have been made one years ago. So it really amounts to how much longer this persecution of a native of an occupied country is going on, doesn't it?
Goldstein,
And before you say anything hasty, sir, it occurred to me that we don't know where that rocket on our stern is going when they let it off, do we, sir? I mean, it could be that as Mr. Fawkes didn't manage to blow up the House of Commons from underneath last time, we're having another go at him from a great height instead.
Don't be so...
Of course, we might get some idea when we know if the chap who's going in the rocket is Welsh.
Pardon? Nobody told us it was to be manned.
Oh, well, it is. There's a little door on the side for the driver.
What?
Worrying, isn't it? Aren't you glad you're not an MP?
Goldstein, hello.
No, what was that? What was that? Did he say the rocket is going to have a man in it?
I'm rather afraid he did.
But where is he? I mean, where is the pilot? I haven't seen any chap done up in a bungee suit with a glass hat.
Neither have I. Neither have I. That's it. That's it. The free air trip round the world. It's going to be one of us.
Oh, nonsense.
Yeah, it's not, sir. It's not nonsense, sir. We've been, you know what? We've been trapped. That's what we have. We've been trapped. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bang! Bye-bye, Chauncey! Don't forget to ride! No, I'm not standing for it. I'm not going. I'm not going. Up the Welsh, give them home rule, I say.
Yes, steady, old man, steady. I mean, what makes you think you'd be the one they send? I mean, if anyone has to go, they're much more likely to send a navigator. And, permission to desert, sir. Pertwee knows a chap with forged passports.
Oh, be quiet, the pair of you. Captain Povey's outside, and I'll have a word with him and put a stop to these ridiculous rumours at once. Captain Povey, sir. Coming, number one.
Murderer! Murderer!
Quiet. Right, gentlemen, well, this will do very nicely. Stop engines and drop anchor.
Aye, aye, sir. Stop engines, drop anchor.
All right, gentlemen, now, follow me to the stern. I'll show you what all this is about.
I knew it. There are 3 of us. He's going to go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And if I know that meanie, Mo is going to be me.
Well, 2 of us are hoping it will be.
Well, stop chatting amongst yourselves now. This way, gentlemen. This way. As I understand it from the professor, this rocket fuel is a sensational breakthrough, which is so compact that it makes launching from a frigate possible.
Yeah, very likely, sir, but is it wise to try, sir? I mean, why not leave well alone, sir? I mean, it'll only muck up the weather.
I agree. Save the beastly thing till November the 5th, I say.
Oh, I hardly think we could do that. Once the rocket has been primed, like this one has, with the new fuel, she must be launched. The stuff becomes more unstable than gelignite in about 3 hours.
When did you fuel this one?
About 2.5 hours ago.
About?
Well, stupid, really. I forgot to look at my watch.
Oh, what a shame. Because now you don't know exactly how long it'll be before it, I think I'd like to lie down for a bit.
Well, so you shall. We thought you'd like to see the cockpit, where I shall be during the flight.
Well, you'll be, sir? You mean you're going, sir, not us?
Naturally, Chief. I'm afraid my little fib about one of you going on an air trip round the world was just a little ruse. Security and all that.
Who cares, sir? A ruse by any other name would pong just as elegant.
Well, you first, Phillips, old man. Just ease your way in through the door, and you'll see where I'll be for the next few hours. A bit cramped, of course, but no worse than the underground in the rush hour.
I'd rather not.
Now, come along, Mr. Phillips. We're all going to try it. Now get in, man. Time's getting short.
Yes, that's what's worrying me, Wren.
In you go.
In here. Watch out. In this place. Oh, it's difficult.
Easy now. Now. Don't knock anything.
Oh, it's jolly cramped, isn't it? Now, what are all these switches for here?
Oh, I was coming to them. That green one closes the hatch.
What, this one here?
Now that's a pity.
What is?
Well, closing the hatch like that. He didn't wait until I told him which switch opens the thing again.
Yeah, all right, sir. We know you want to come out for walkies. Professor Fosdyke, but what are we going to do? How are you going to get that fool out of there? I think he's beginning to panic.
That's what I'm afraid of. You see, he knows the green switch closed the door, so he's liable to think that the red one next to it will open it again.
What does the red one do? Yes. Well, we know what the red one does now, don't we?
Assassin! Assassin! You've done him in! The silly astronaut's up there! No bungee suit, no glass head!
That's all right. The cabin is pressurized. The stag is, how do we get the clock down again? We'll just have to hope that ground control at Land's End were listening and plotting his course.
815 miles.
Bearing 150, 15 miles.
And getting higher all the time.
Good luck to him.
Whoever he is. Bearing 160, 15 miles and a half.
Bearing 160, 15 miles and a half.
Excuse me, miss. Urgent signal from HMS Troutbridge.
Ooh, what's it say?
From CPO Pertwee to you lot at Land's End. Message reads, stop mucking about. Where is our wandering boy tonight? Stop. Have you put a light in the window? Message ends.
Right, well, send signal back. Message reads, we'll put light in window when you put shilling in the meter. Signed, us lot at Land's End.
Very good, miss. Ooh, watch yourself. Here's the Air Marshal.
Thanks.
Good afternoon. How are you, is he now?
16 miles, sir.
Is he now? Doing well for himself, isn't he?
Oh, steady at that. No, left hand down a bit. No, right hand up. Oh, what was that? Oh, hello, Telstar. Regards to the President. Right hand, no left. Too late.
Calling Astronaut Phillips. This is Air Marshal Willem Tiddy calling from Land's End. Good afternoon.
Hello. Nice to meet you, Tiddy. I don't want to be difficult, but would you mind getting me down, please? It's perishing up here.
Ah, well, it's been a bit parky down here now you come to mention it. Old Jack Frost did my roses no good at all last night.
I don't care if he froze your fertilizer. Get me down.
Oh, just as you like, my dear. Now, as soon as you pass over Troutbridge, which should be in about 25 seconds or so, press the button marked GL.
GL?
That's right, my dear. Ground level. And happy landings.
Oh, thanks, me dear.
Bearing 170 and 16 and a half miles, sir. 17 and a half. 18 and a half. However high is he going?
Come back, Mr. Phillips. Mr. Phillips, please. Come back, sir. All is forgiven, Mr. Phillips. Let's hope he finds the right button this orbit. How high will he be this time? 54 and a half miles, sir. Quiet a minute. Look up there. Isn't that him? There's something glinting in the sun. It must be him. Wonder if he's got his sunglasses. At least the fool's found the right button at last.
And at exactly the right moment, by the look of it. With any luck, he should land back on the launching platform.
Well, let's hope he finds the button that lets him out this time, and not the one that sends him straight back up again.
Take cover, everybody. He's coming in to land.
Everybody, including Mr. Phillips, down.
made it.
And we're still here.
Hello, you chaps. Lovely day. It's a real fireball up there.
Hello, someone's taken the mickey.
Sub-Lieutenant Phillips, I hope you realize what you've done.
Oh, about 50-odd orbits, actually. My word, didn't half go. Just as well I found this switch to get down this time, as there's only enough fuel left for another 3 whizzes round.
There, then, how'd you know that?
Well, hop in, sir. I'll show you. Look, you can
Oh,
come in here. Look, you see the fuel gauge just above your right eyebrow.
Well, I can't see any gauge.
Look, lean back a bit, sir. Bring a knee up there. And no, mind the other knee, sir. It's by the green. Oh, what a shame. Well, I'm not sure, actually. I think it's the red one beside the,
Well done, Mr. Phillips. Now what?
Well, I'm not sure, actually. Perhaps we'd better have full ahead both and left hand down a bit. I never did like goodbyes.
Well, I'm more worried about Aloes when he gets back, sir. Full ahead both and left hand down a bit, it very definitely is, sir. Never mind, Captain Povey. We'll put a light in the window for you when you get back.
And that was Leslie Phillips, Stephen Murray, and John Pertwee working their passage in the Navy Lark, written by Laurie Wyman. Leslie Phillips was the sub-lieutenant, Stephen Murray was the number 1, John Pertwee was the chief petty officer, Captain Povey was played by Richard Caldecott, Vera was Janet Brown, Commander Bracewell was Michael Bates, Air Marshal Tiddy was Laurie Wyman, Taffy Goldstein was Toniel Evans, and Captain Bell was played by Ronnie Barker. The recorded production was by Alistair Scott Johnston. Ladies and gentlemen, we present the Navy Lark with our 3 stars, Stephen Murray, John Pertwee, and Leslie Phillips. It's been said that nothing can stop the march of progress. However, if anything can grind that march to a halt, it's the crew of HMS Troutbridge. Well, even if they don't actually stop the march, they'll make it look more like February. Yes, Mr. Phillips, did you hear what I said about
yes,
the march?
I did. It jolly well serves me right for eavesdropping.
Oh, well, if my wife is listening, hello, dear, it's Robin chatting. You see what I mean now? He's got no sense of humour.
No, maybe not, but he also knows an ooh nasty when he hears it.
Yes. Does he? Well, so do the Admiralty, and they're about to hear one right now.
But I keep telling you, Admiral, we've taken every possible safeguard. Security couldn't be more strict.
Oh, do leave off, Povey. It's not security I'm worried about. I still say that launching a new destroyer, which is nuclear-powered, or whatever the fools call it, when Troutbridge is in the dock, is asking for a right load of muck in the mush.
Yes. Yes, absolutely, yes. Right in the, yes, mush, yes. My word, yes. No doubt at all, no. None whatever. No. Right in the, yes.
Barmaid!
Yes?
Shut your cake hole.
Gentlemen, please. Now, am I to understand that with this launching of the new destroyer in a few days, it would be advisable if I were to find some commission for Troutbridge which involves her being well clear of Portsmouth until the launching is over?
It's not advisable, Povey. It's flaming vital. Bung them in the tropics for a bit.
The tropics?
No, the tropics. Get them to pay a courtesy visit to an island or two in the Pacific.
Very well, sir. I'll tell them not to come back until they've got their knees brown.
What's that? Tell them to do a knees up, Mother Brown? You'll do nothing of the sort.
No, not the thing, old man. No. Wouldn't look good at all. No. Under the table, yes, table. No, they. No, none of us must go. No. Never, my word, no.
Now what's he on about?
Mother Brown's knees, sir.
Is he, saucy old devil? Must be some life left in the old fool yet, I suppose. Well, off you go, Povey. Leave you to sort out the details.
Certainly, sir. With pleasure, sir. I'll attend to it as soon as I get back.
Don't argue, man. Send Troutbridge to sea.
Now then, let's see. Now, where are we? Now, I'll just check the map again. Now, if that lump is Africa, and this dollop here is India, and under where I stood my cocoa is Australia. Now, that means that Japan is in the Far East, and America isn't. And therefore, what we need now is a touch of the old left hand down a bit.
Yes, I had a feeling we might, Mr. Phillips. Left hand down a bit it is, sir.
Mr. Phillips, the chart table's empty.
Ah, yes. Well, I'm not actually using charts this trip, you see.
Then what are you navigating from?
Well, if you must know, the map of the world in my diary. Hey, well, I say, you see here, it's on the page after the one with the number of my dog license on it.
Oh, I didn't even know you had a dog, sir.
Well, I haven't, actually. No, but I've got a license for one.
Why have you got a license and no dog?
Well, I needed it in order to have a number so that I could fill it in on the page in my diary.
Yes. I was afraid that was it.
Well, I couldn't leave the whole page blank. I mean, a dog license was cheaper than getting a pair of gloves so that I could enter the size, or buying a bike so I could put down the frame number.
Yes, well, just a moment, sir. Look, what about this one, sir? Here, look.
What?
Size in collars.
Yeah.
Now, wouldn't that have been cheaper?
Good heavens, no. Do you know how much they want for a dog collar these days? Even a plastic one is...
Sir!
What?
One moment, sir. Look, I don't mean Rover's collar size, sir.
Yeah?
I mean your collar size, sir.
Oh, bother.
Mr. Phillips, will you kindly concentrate on your navigation?
Yes, sir, of course.
Where are we?
Well, now, we're in that bright blue bit on page 12.
And how's that for navigational accuracy?
Well, one does one's best, you know. I mean, actually, we should be near to the first island we're supposed to call at. Now, let's see now. Now, with a longitude of 325/K/43Z and a latitude of...
Mr. Phillips.
and a latitude of...
Look, sir.
just a minute. And a latitude...
Look, sir.
Latitude...
Sir.
Sir!
Yeah, what is it?
325/K/43Z isn't the longitude, sir.
It isn't? Then what is it?
The number of your dog license.
Oh. Yes, well, it's near enough.
Yeah, quite. The only other guide we have on this map is that we're somewhere in square J11, which, apart from the bright blue bit we're in, also takes in Zanzibar, Madagascar, Ceylon, Sumatra, Mauritius, Borneo, Singapore, Java, and a lump of Australia in shocking pink.
Ah, that shows it's British.
Hip hip hooray!
Land of hope and glory, mother of the free. Bridge number 1 here.
Starboard lookout here, leading Seaman Goldstein chatting. I don't want to be difficult, but if I've got to have music while I work, then I'll have it in Welsh.
We were only having
I mean, apart from anything else, how you can sing about Mother of the Free when the land of my fathers has been crushed under the jackboot of the British invaders for years and years and years is beyond me. As I see it, Mum may be all right, but Dad's gone for a right flaming burden.
Now, Goldstein, stop being...
Stop? I haven't started yet. Not that I wish to be rude, but Mr. Pertwee's tonsils aren't exactly Eisteddfod class, are they? I mean, if he started warbling at the old bards, I reckon most of the men of Harlech would move to Swansea and catch the first boat.
Yeah, you could well be...
Oh, by the way, in case any of you are interested, I don't think this island ahead can be the right one. Because if we sail very much nearer, we shall... run aground. Mother of the free, your way out of this lot.
Goldstein, hello.
I say, I'm sorry, pardon, chaps. It wasn't my fault.
And just how do you make that out?
Well, it was the map, you see. I've only just noticed. This is my diary for last year.
Bridge number 1 here.
Engine room here, sir. What's left of Able Seaman Johnson chatting?
Oh, yes. Sorry about that little bump, Johnson.
Little bump, he says. I've only just stopped benching round the boilers and banging me bonds on the plumbing.
Is there any damage?
Yeah, I've got a flaming headache.
Not to you, the ship.
Oh, well, apart from the fact that their propellers are still going flat out and we're not moving, no, sir, no. I thought I'd just give you a buzz to see if we could stop engines so I could stop vibrating before my arms and legs fall off.
What? Oh, certainly. Stop engines.
Much obliged, sir. My knees send their thanks.
Mr. Phillips, sir, I hope you won't think I'm being inquisitive or an old busybody, but what do we do now?
Well, I thought that as we're so near that island out there, we might lower the seaboats and put the crew ashore that way.
Now, I suppose you realize that what you're suggesting is that we abandon ship.
Well, stuck on this coral reef or whatever it is, I'd say we haven't really much choice. Now, there's bound to be an AA man or a chap from the RAC. I mean, they might...
Get everybody in the seaboats and we'll go and have a look.
Yeah, well, we know one thing now, don't we, sir?
What's that, Chief?
This isn't the right flaming island. It's uninhibited.
Uninhabited.
I don't care if it's uninhabited. There's nobody here, sir.
I'll have something to say about this to those chaps who printed my diary when I get back.
What do you suggest we do in the meantime? Send them a rude note in a bottle?
Well, I suppose we could row round to each of the other islands until we find out the right one.
On behalf of the Chief Petty Officer, who would end up doing the rowing, I'd like to express a vote of new confidence in that idea, sir. Those islands are miles away.
Well, I'm afraid there's only one thing for it. We'll have to go back to Troutbridge and radio Admiralty and inform them exactly where we're hopelessly stuck this time. Give or take 100 miles or so, of course.
What on earth?
Here. That's Troutbridge's siren.
Well, it can't be. There's nobody aboard.
Lummy, I know it's not possible, but I could swear she's moving. Well, isn't that ridiculous?
No, sir, it isn't. And she is. The tide must have come in and she's afloat.
But I left the handbrake on. I mean, I'm absolutely sure I didn't.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Phillips. That is all we needed. Stuck on some unknown island, and now our ship's adrift with nobody aboard.
Well, there's no need to get ratty. I thought I'd plopped that anchor thing in the water.
What I don't understand is why she sounded a siren. Why there's smoke coming from her funnel when there's nobody aboard?
Well, I've got a nasty suspicion call that I know, sir. You know, the pressure in those boilers must have got pretty horrible by now. Yeah. We stopped engines, sir, but that's all. We didn't shut down the boilers, so they've been brewing up ever since.
Coming off the reef must have started her on slow ahead.
Yeah. Oh, gents. What are we going to do? We can't just stand here waving bye-bye to our boat.
What do you suggest we do? Swim after her? Smack her starn for being naughty and bring her back?
Oh, now, sir, fair's fair. I mean, it's not her fault. I mean, after all, I'm the one who should have her Stephen was being sarky, wasn't he?
Yes, Leslie, Stephen was. I suppose you haven't brought your wretched diary with you?
No.
Pity. I was hoping it might have some guff at the back on how to light fires with sticks, or how to tell an edible berry, or simple instructions for a do-it-yourself mud hut by Barry Bucknell. I wonder how many years we'll get for abandoning ship whilst on the move.
Well, I prefer not to think about that, sir. Not that it matters, because I doubt if Admiralty will ever know what's happened to us. Stuck as we are on an unknown island like this, we'll never be found. We shall be listed as one of the unknown mysteries of the sea. The Flying Dutchman, the Marie Celeste, HMS Troutbridge. We're all marooned and doomed. What is it?
Pertwee, stop blubbering. Be a big boy. Find yourself something to do.
Yes, Pertwee, collect a ton or two of mud for our huts. Or see if you can find the right kind of berries we can eat, or... I think I want to cry too. Blow for Leslie, Pertwee. Oh, nasty.
Oh, for goodness sake, stop being ridiculous. As soon as Troutbridge is sighted by another ship, Admiralty are bound to send out search parties.
Yeah, that's all very well, sir. But if you were Admiralty, would you bother? They've been trying to get rid of us for years.
In any case, we don't know where Troutbridge has gone. She may wreck herself or steam round and round in ever-decreasing circles until she disappears.
Yeah, that's enough. Try and look on the bright side. They're bound to worry about us. Eventually.
Hello? Captain Povey's office this end. Who's your end?
Hello, Admiralty here. This is intelligence speaking.
Oh, I'd never have guessed.
That's what everybody says. I can't understand it.
Here, I say here, if you work for intelligence, I bet you're ever so bright.
Oh, not really, no. Up here they reckon I'm more of a matte finish. Is Captain Povey there?
Well, you're the intelligent one. You ought to know.
Possibly, but we have our limits, you know. So far, we haven't found a way of looking down telephones to see who's there.
Oh, well, I expect you've been too busy. Do you want to chat 'em then?
Oh, heaven forbid. But Commander Bracewell wants a word about a ghost ship called Troutbridge. Could Commander Bracewell have a word with Captain Povey, please?
All right, then. Glamour pants.
Glamour pants? Do you work in my laundry? Or have you found a way to look down telephones to see who's there?
Wouldn't you like to know?
With a laugh like that, not much.
Well, if that's the attitude, there are plenty more pebbles on the beach, you know.
Are there? Well, if you happen to tread on one called Captain Povey, would you tell him Commander Bracewell wants a word?
Hang on, I'll tell him.
Hello, Captain Povey here.
What ho, Povey, old man. Bracewell here. My word, we get 'em, don't we? This time it's an absolute corker. Heads are going to roll this time, all right.
Do you mean something's happened about the launching of the nuclear destroyer?
Good heavens, no. No, this is about that frigate of yours, Troutbridge.
I might have known. What's she hit this time?
Nothing, old man, but she seems to be haunted.
Haunted?
That's right. The fact is, Troutbridge is turning up at all these various ports and islands you listed, dead on time, but there's nobody aboard her.
What?
Panic-making, isn't it? Several Governor-Generals have signed the pledge already. Can't say I blame them. I mean, it must be jolly unnerving to find you've just taken the salute from 2,300 tons of old iron with no one aboard.
But this is awful. What's happened to the crew? Where are they? How is the ship managing to navigate?
That's the style. Back the panic.
No, we must send out search parties. I'll send Makepeace at once. Those men must be found.
Not to worry, we'll find them. Oh, incidentally, everything laid on for the launching?
Yes, it should all go like clockwork.
Fair enough. Let's hope the mainspring doesn't bust. Toodly-bye.
I'm telling you, that's it. That's most definitely it. I've had it. Never again.
Now, what's the matter?
I can't stand any more, sir. If I get a wooden plate full of roast coconut, boiled coconut and mashed coconut, covered in coconut gravy, if I get it just once more, I'll do me coconuts.
Now, isn't that odd? You know, I was just beginning to like it.
You're also beginning to look like it.
I must say the chaps are taking it jolly well. All except Goldstein, of course. Last I saw of him, he was trying to make a Welsh flag. So that he could bung it up in the sand and proclaim the island the Welsh Dominion.
Oh, well, he's had to give up that idea, sir.
Why?
Well, it was a bit humiliating for him, really. So, you see, he was all set to draw a Welsh flag, and then he realised he couldn't remember what it looked like.
Lummy! If his Aunt Morpeth hears about this, he'll cop a very nasty welcome in his hillsides from her boot.
Manners, Mr. Phillips, sir.
Well, that wasn't me whooping. Look! Coming round the headland.
Good heavens! It's a destroyer makepeace.
We're saved! Rule Britannia! Britannia rules the waves. Pertwee never, never, never shall be
saved if he doesn't shut up. Quick, send up a distress rocket.
Here's one, yeah.
Well, light it, Pertwee.
With pleasure, sir. Mr. Phillips, sir, that was a rocket, not a sparkler. It was not to be held in the hand, sir.
Blooming thing. Nearly had me off the ground. It's made Leslie's paw all sooty.
Ahoy there! Anyone at home?
Ahoy there, Commander Staunton! We're the crew of Troutbridge.
Are you really? That's handy, old grasscat. You're the ones we're looking for. My word, it's a small world.
Any news of our ship, sir?
Oh, there's very little news of anything else, old socks. Oh, she's turned up at all the ports you were supposed to call at in the right order and dead on time. Fascinating. Makes you lot look pretty redundant now, doesn't it?
Lummy, how on earth is she doing it?
Well, she did start with a certain big advantage. You aren't navigating her.
Here, I say, old bucket and spade, would you like a lift? We're going your way.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir, please, sir.
Oh.
Get us off here, sir, please, sir. Take us home to our loved ones, sir. And the ones in Admiralty who don't love us, sir. Get us home, sir. Please. Sir, get us back. Get us back to the ship. Get us back to land of glory, mother of the free.
Wales, home, sweet home in Wales.
Goldstein!
Hello?
Put a leak in it.
Charming.
Right, gather up the gear and let's get out to make peace. And if anyone takes a coconut as a souvenir, I'll throw it at him.
Povey, old fool, how much longer before we get this launching started?
Any time now, sir. I'm afraid there's been a slight hitch. The gentleman who was going to launch her is unable to get here. He left London on time, but unfortunately, one of his clips got caught in the chain, and he ended up well and truly punctured down his own underpass.
Did he now? Well, it's not... Well, it's not the first time he's caught a fourpenny one in the saddlebag, is it? Well, what happens now?
Yes, that's what I was going to ask. Yes. Must know. Yes. Absolutely vital. Yes.
Oh, Lord, somebody's wound Ironbridge up again.
It's all right, sir. I've arranged for the mayor and mayoress of Whittlesea Bay to come over at the last minute to perform the ceremony.
Creeping ivy, that's a bit of a come down from the bloke with the crinkly hair and the sprawncy bike, isn't it? Where are the fools?
I think this is their car now, sir.
You sure? It looks like a naval officer driving it.
Oh, it is, sir. Yes, the crew of Troutbridge were rescued and arrived back last night. I sent one of them to get the mayor and mayoress. In fact, I think that's Sub-Lieutenant Phillips driving the car. Obviously it was.
Sorry, pardon, wrong pedal.
Well, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't. I don't at all. No, I don't. I don't know. Do I, Arthur?
No, you don't.
You see, I don't.
No, our sincere apologies. Are you all right?
No, she's not. She's lost a couple of her dingle-dangles.
Pardon?
Off her hat.
Oh.
Yes, I have. Off me hat, I have that.
Oh, yes.
That I have. Off me hat, I have that. Oh, I have. I have that. That I am. Off me hat.
That's all. Yes. Captain Povey, sir.
What is it, Pertwee?
Well, I just wanted to say, sir, that I saw the whole thing, sir, and as a completely unbiased witness, I've no hesitation in saying that Mr. Phillips was in no way to blame, sir. He was driving along, doing no harm to man nor beast, when that wall leapt up and threw itself. It threw itself. It threw itself right at him, sir. Most likely mucky mortar or soggy cement, sir. But Mr. Phillips here had nothing whatsoever to do.
All right, Pertwee. Very loyal, I'm sure. I'll investigate the matter later.
Thanks, Pertwee. Thanks. Jolly civil of you. Hang on, I think they're just going to start the launching ceremony. They're all up on the dais.
What?
The dais.
And what? Or who are, or is Deus? Deus.
Well, they're the bright things that come after night.
Pertwee?
Sir?
A dais is a platform.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips.
Land of love and glory, mother of the free. How can we?
You can't! Quiet down there! And now, your worship, perhaps you and your good lady would perform the ceremony?
Oh, let's get it over with. This blooming chain of office weighs a ton.
Oh, it does.
Oh, it does. It does that.
It does, doesn't it?
It flipping does.
Let's not waste any more time, then. The champagne is right there.
Oh, I was wondering when we get something to wet our whistles. Of course, I prefer stout, really, but, you know, I don't mind.
Don't show your ignoramus.
I'm not wearing one. What are you talking
That there is for yon boat, not you.
Oh.
Here, Mr. Murray, sir. Look, I don't want to worry you, sir, but have you seen what's sailing into the dock?
Where? Nothing should be... Oh, no!
Do you know that sounded terribly like our siren on Troutbridge? I don't think I feel very well.
No, none of us do, sir. What's she doing back here? How's she found her way? And if she had to find her way, why did she have to find it now?
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives His Worship Arthur and me untold pleasure to name this ship...
No, stop! Don't let go of that bottle! Look out!
Lummy, how about that? I couldn't have docked her better myself.
How very true, sir. Smack bang across the slipway. Oh, well, that's the end of that launching for a day or two.
Yeah, but this is ridiculous. How could Troutbridge have done this on her own?
She's haunted, sir. Yes, that's what she is. She's a ghost ship. I can hear the ghost.
Yes, so can I, and I can see him up on the bridge. It's Johnson.
Peekaboo. Help, where's everybody gone? I want my mum in.
Fatso, you great steaming nit! What are you doing aboard?
I've been aboard all the time. Nobody told me you'd abandoned ship.
Lummy, he must have sailed her on his own.
What a shame! He must have been down in the engine room when we went aground, and we never told him what had happened.
Yeah, I was, and I've been doing me nut ever since. Up on the bridge, down in the engine room. Up on the bridge, down in the engine room. Down on the bridge, up in the engine room. You're rotten, all of you. Rotten and rotten, stinking rottens at that. Get me off. I want a kip. I haven't slept for weeks. Get me off. I want to get my head down.
And that was Leslie Phillips, Stephen Murray and John Pertwee working their passage in The Navy Lark, written by Laurie Wyman. Leslie Phillips was the sub-lieutenant, Stephen Murray was the number one, John Pertwee was the Chief Petty Officer, Captain Povey was played by Richard Caldecott, Vera was Janet Brown, Taffy Goldstein was Teniel Evans, Able Seaman Johnson was Ronnie Barker, Rear Admiral Ironbridge Michael Bates, announcer Robin Boyle, and the recorded production was by Alistair Scott Johnston.